You podcast listeners are smart. We say that all the time around here. Much more intelligent than your average listeners. That's why I know if you haven't already scheduled your furnace tune-up with my friends at Standard Heating and Air, you're going to do so soon. Appointments are booking up fast, so get something scheduled with Standard today. You can save $30 on a tune-up if you act fast. Keep a little walking around money in your pocket. Enjoy the show, pals of the podcast, and schedule that tune-up today at standardheating.com.
The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show. 93.
Yeah. We're making our way here. Got to move the microphone around a little bit.
Get yourself situated.
Jesus.
It's a good way to start.
We've...
You're the loudest mics ever. It's kind of like a haunted house.
Trying to move things. What was that?
Hello.
We've hit what a lot of folks call the halfway mark. Wednesday morning. Welcome to the 93X Half-Assed Morning Show. You're a terrific crowd. We've got 3/4 of our regular personnel present and at least appearing to be ready for action. Nick, Josh, and Smashley made it into the building. Our guy, Daniel.
Dana, yeah.
Still going pee-pee from his bottom. He won't be on air today. He's still very sick. You talked to him on the telephone yesterday, Josh. Was it a lot of laughs?
It was pretty funny. I mean,
Yeah.
We weren't told what happened. We just heard, hey, Dana's very sick. He can't make it in. And then my stomach started going a little nuts, going, uh-oh, what are we going to do now? They told us take the day off if you missed it yesterday. And Nick and I talked. We're like, well, we'll just, if we screw it all up, at least we went in. So we went in, tried to figure it out as we went. I've never run any of this equipment. He calls me later after the show yesterday, Dana, and said, yeah, I ate some bad leftovers.
Of course.
And it rotted his guts out.
Yeah, he said it was coming out of both ends, and it was so bad.
Oh, God.
With his new wife, he went to a different floor.
His wife made it worse somehow?
And she's been very supportive.
Oh.
But he didn't want to be around her, right? They're too newly married to do that on the same level, so he kind of brought himself to the basement to take care of evacuating every fluid in his body.
He got away from the wife,
Yeah.
so she would not be disgusted completely by, well, there you go. Yeah, Dana's still not feeling 100%. And I don't know. We'll hope to see him tomorrow. We're all crammed this morning. We've all crammed ourselves into the tiny little soundboard studio with Josh putting the button. He doesn't put the buttons. He pushes the buttons. Josh is kind of like, this is kind of like a clown car, and you're driving.
Yeah, a little bit.
We're all in this tiny little studio together. Are you comfortable, Ashley?
Yeah, this is so weird.
Does it make you comfortable that your driver has operated this vehicle for 3 hours until right now? And
I trust you.
The timing is terrible because there's nobody here that knows how to work it. Everybody's out of town. Anybody that could train me in, right? They're gone. So I'm like, uh-oh. So I thought, well, I'll just check out YouTube. There's got to be YouTube videos.
Okay.
There are exactly 0 YouTube videos on this program. And as a matter of fact, you know, when you Google search it, like I look for training, videos, how-to, that kind of thing. And you know how Google now gives you that AI description?
Yep.
Right? It'll kind of summarize everything it found. It laughed at me. It laughed at me, said, you're on your own. Who still uses that program? Turns out we do.
Well, you did so well yesterday, you shouldn't be worried. You know what I'm saying?
Well, thank you.
Yeah, you did so well
Appreciate
yesterday.
that.
You're going to be fine.
I heard good things.
Can people text in and bust your chops today? Yesterday, you made a rule right away. You said you don't want any crap. If anything goes wrong, you don't want to be given a hard time. What about today? Can they attack you today?
Just a modicum. Just the minimal amount. I'll accept crap today because I have 3 hours and where are we at here? 5 minutes on this thing. So
we're going to be just fine. Going to be just fine.
People are saying we're really quiet.
Well, we can pick up the volume of our voices a little bit, I guess.
Yeah, you know what? You could help us. Thank you. Let us know if we're distorting at this point.
Are we distorting?
Yeah, does this sound bad at all?
We'll get the hang of it at one point or another. I'm not worried about it. So welcome to the program. Thanks for joining us. Like I said, you're a damn dynamite crowd. Last night, I watched a little bit of a scary movie.
Oh, what one?
Don't get excited.
Oh.
Is it one you've seen before?
God, it was so bad.
Oh, no.
It's so bad.
Please don't tell me it was Weapons.
No.
Okay, good,
This
because I
movie-
want to see that.
Weapons, I don't even know what that means.
Oh, wait, is that a horror movie?
Yeah, I'd classify it
Okay,
as
I
that.
thought maybe it was a horror comedy.
After the baseball game, I caught a little bit of a scary movie. You know, it's that time of year. We talked a little bit last week about scary movies. Don't get excited, Ashley. And Josh, no, it's nothing from this century. It was A Nightmare on Elm Street Part 2, the Freddy Krueger gimmick.
Oh, you hate Freddy Krueger.
Oh my God, was that those movies are so stupid.
Why'd you watch it?
I had nothing else to do. I figured I'd give it a shot.
Okay.
I had nothing. At the end of the night, I'm just wrapping up the night, right? Getting ready to hit the old sack ski. And I thought, oh, okay, Freddy Krueger Part 2, 1985. And I remember it. I remember some of it. I saw it when it came out. My God, those movies are friggin' terrible. How did they make more than $5 on the... I mean, now, maybe just the second one was terrible, right? I've seen bits and pieces of damn near all of them. Maybe the second is the worst of them all. I wouldn't know. But holy balls, is that a brutal, awful, stupid movie series.
You got any examples of
Yes,
scenes
I
that
do.
were ridiculous?
Yes, I do. Thank you for asking. There's a scene in the movie, Ashley, where the family that's being haunted by Freddy Krueger or whatever the hell, the family's all sitting in the living room, okay? And they've got a bird. They've got a couple of birds in a bird cage, a couple of little parakeets. The mother of the family puts a big old blanket over the top of the cage. It's time for the birds to go to sleep. Did you know that's how you do it in the bird
No,
community?
adorable.
Well, this is what I understand. When it's time for the birds to go to sleep, you put a blanket or a towel over the top of the bird cage. The birds think it's nighttime and they fall asleep. Cute, right?
Yeah.
So, Josh, this is Freddy Krueger Part 2. They put a blanket over the top of the bird cage. There's a mother and a father and two kids. And suddenly the bird cage begins to rattle uncontrollably, just rattling around like it's like an earthquake is happening. But it's the only thing in the room that's rattling. Here, the bird cage is shaking, and one member of the family pulls the blanket off the bird cage. One of the birds has been brutally murdered by the other, and the bird who did the murdering flies out of the cage and is attacking the members of the family. It swoops down and it takes a piece out of the old man's jaw. And, oh my God, the bird's totally out of control. It's flying around. And then the bird spontaneously combusts.
Oh, man.
Okay? And feathers fall in front of the camera, and the family is looking shocked and horrified. Right? So that happens. I don't know, maybe one day later, or maybe 2 days later, this same family is sitting in their kitchen and they're having breakfast. And the toaster suddenly starts shooting flames up out of the toaster.
Oh, that is a fire hazard.
Right, okay? And the father of the family in this Freddy Krueger movie says this: "That's the strangest thing I've ever seen." And as I'm watching the movie, I'm saying, oh, that's the strangest thing you've ever seen? Yesterday, a parakeet spontaneously combusted in your living room. But the toaster with some fire coming out of it, that's the strangest thing you've ever seen? I had to give up on it, Cubby.
Yeah, maybe he worked at an evil zoo. But you don't mean not to, Jesus said. Nightmare on Elm Street 2 feels like John Hughes went straight from 16 Candles to a horror movie, teen angst and all. It's awful.
Boy, he knows his game.
Is that kind of what you thought, too?
Yeah, it was kind of a hip, teeny bopper version of the... God help us.
I'm sorry.
Well, I mean...
Did you stay through the whole thing?
I did it to myself. No, I just, I don't know.
I watched a little bit.
45 minutes, half hour before I hit the sack.
Yeah, you knew better.
It's like I told you, I don't know, a year ago or so, Josh, I told you for the first time in my life I decided, well, I guess I didn't decide. My wife throws on the television. This is about a year ago. and Footloose comes on. And she got moderately excited for Footloose. 1984, Kevin Bacon.
Have not seen that one. Just clips.
Right. She gets moderately excited that Footloose has come on television. And I said, never saw it. And she said, what? I mean, this was so popular when we were kids. How have you never watched Footloose? And I said, I never cared. It's a movie about dancing. What do I care about? So I said, you know what? Piss on it. I'll sit here and watch it with you. I can't understand how that movie made more than $5. It is so friggin' stupid. And this was the #1 movie in America for months.
Much beloved.
Months.
People still talk about it.
Yeah, I've never seen it. Like you, I have no interest. It's about dancing. Don't care.
You always look kind of dumb. I like Kevin Bacon, but I've seen parodies of it.
Yeah,
Boy,
isn't
that's
like
the-
the whole gimmick that like they're not allowed to dance? Right? That's the
Yeah.
whole
Yes.
point. Yeah,
Yes.
that
Yeah.
just sounds so dumb. That sounds so dumb to me. What do you mean you're not allowed to dance in your town?
Boy, that's the
dance.
strangest thing I've ever seen, the dad said, when the fire was shooting out of the... one day after a parakeet killed another parakeet and then spontaneous...
And attacked him. Yeah.
Oh, Porno Jesus said you missed Freddie slaughtering a bunch of kids at a pool party in the last 15 minutes.
That's when I turned it off.
Oh, so you watched most of it then? Or at least
I don't
back
know.
half of it.
I suppose the back half. Yes, I turned it off when the pool party started. Okay, so I missed out Freddie kills everyone at the pool party?
Yeah, that's what he said.
All right. Ah, man. Did you know that 30% of us are still afraid of the dark? Adults. 30% of American adults are still afraid of the dark.
Well, that's too bad. I like the dark,
Yeah, me
personally.
too.
I get kind of made fun of because I don't turn lights on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I have my moments.
My gimmick is silence and darkness. What do you mean
Me
you
too.
have? What do you mean you have your moments?
If I think about it too much, like if especially if I'm alone in
You
my
c-
bedroom and all the lights are off and I kind of like look around and if the closet is open, I'll like fixate on the closet. And I'm like,
So-
all right, I got to get up and close that.
Even at your age, you can still make yourself afraid of the dark if you think about it too much.
Yep.
Got to get up, close the closet door.
Yeah, I need a little nightlight.
29% of us are still afraid of the dark, even though we're fully blown, fully pubed adults.
For me, obviously, it started when I was a child, but I still remember like being so afraid in my bedroom. I would. You guys ever like I don't know like your eyes? If you like rub your eyes, you
The
kind of
eyes.
get like I don't know, like you see weird stuff,
It's always
Yeah.
it's
kind
a
of like zigzags or whatever.
dog.
Going
Fires
across the
coming
room.
out of
They've got
toast.
these
Yeah.
lifeless eyes. You rub your eyes and something happens?
Yeah, you know your vision kind of just goes wonky
Sure,
for a little
sure,
bit.
yeah.
When I was younger, I couldn't figure out that when I was like rubbing my eyes, I would kind of like look around the room in the darkness, and there would be a little bit of light coming in from the street, and in my head, I like convinced myself that that those like squiggly lines were spiders.
Oh, God.
And so there was like this specific spot in my room, obviously, where the light hit, and I would always think that there was these huge spiders coming to get me.
You were a deep thinker.
Yeah, no kidding.
I would climb into bed.
Evil thoughts.
At the time, me and my brother, we slept in the same room. So I would climb into bed with him, be like, it's the spiders again.
I've even taped like electronics that have a little light on it, like an indicator saying it's on. I'll tape that just to keep it as dark as possible.
That's
Silence.
good for you.
That's what I've heard.
Silence and darkness is my jam. Yes, former baggage handling Jesus were well aware of the fact that Bruce Dickinson and Steve Harris and Adrian Smith and Dave Murray and Nico McBrain and Yannick Gers all have a fear of the dark. Yes, they do.
They put that to music, and it was wonderful.
So this information I'm reading you about American adults still being afraid of the dark, it gets into childhood fears and things like that you never shake. Monsters under the bed, like Smashley over here, clowns. The basement! Some still have a fear
I thought
of the basement.
I thought it was funny when Randy Shaver, local sports and sports personality now, he said he runs up the stairs in his basement.
Still to this day.
Yeah.
If he's the last one
And
in
he's
the
got a
basement.
very nice basement. He's even referred to it as his man cave. It's like finished. It looks great. It's not like the basements you and I grew up in, which were scary and bug covered, and there's definitely been murders in there.
Totally unfinished.
Yeah, nothing, just
damp,
concrete blocks,
right.
Concrete floor. But he runs up that thing.
What a dork. Yeah, what is there to be afraid of like a carpeted basement?
He's never shaken it, and he's in his effing early 70s, Randy, mid-70s. If he's the last one in the basement and he shuts all the lights off before he goes upstairs, he has to run up the stairs because he still fears that some hand will grab his calf and drag him down to hell. There was something in here, too, about a fear of vegetables. Where the hell is this?
Where was that?
Or they don't elaborate on it. But, okay, they don't elaborate on it. But some of the childhood fears that adults still have include the dark, like I've mentioned already, monsters under the bed, clowns, the basement, and vegetables. I wish there was more information on that last little factoid.
I had a really bad stretch with mirrors.
Oh, the Bloody Mary thing?
No, it was. I think the movie is called Mirrors.
Oh,
But you would in the movie, somebody would be looking in the mirror, and then they would leave the mirror, but their reflection would stay.
oh God.
And then whatever the reflection did to itself, it would happen to the person in real life.
What if you're playing with yourself in front of the mirror?
Good for you then. You don't have to do the work, but you get the satisfaction, I guess.
You walk away, and then your image is still playing with itself? You got scared by that movie.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that went on for years and, like, at an embarrassingly, like, older age. I think it definitely into my teens, I would, no matter what, when I leave the bathroom, I would just, glance back quick. All right, make sure I'm not still in the mirror.
Your expression changes in the mirror when yours changes,
Yeah.
mimicking the body movements.
Yep. Oh, that
is-
freaked me out.
I thought maybe you were going to reference the Bloody Mary gimmick.
Or Candyman.
I still won't do that. I will never
Candyman.
say Bloody Mary. What is it, 3 times in the mirror? No.
I think it's 3.
That's what it was. That's how I remember it.
We all played that game as kids, or at least you attempted to follow through with the Bloody Mary or the Candyman gimmick, and a lot of us, we never, like Josh said, we never got there.
Nope.
We had the balls to say it twice, but not 3 times.
I've done it and I wasn't murdered.
Oh, not yet.
No, yeah,
Yeah,
true.
it's coming.
What's the is there a
35
statute of limitations?
45 years.
45 years. Okay, yeah, there's still time.
Offended millennial Jesus texted in and said he has an irrational fear of unfinished basements. He explains it like this: I don't like seeing the concrete, the wall studs, the electrical, the HVAC. Why are you unfinished? He said. Well, I think I can answer that for at least from my childhood because my folks were too cheap to finish the basement.
Yeah.
They could have made it a nice living area.
We had a toilet in the middle of nowhere down there. And I was told, I don't know if this is true, but it was to help, like, if you get a sewer backup or something, it goes right there instead of, like, a finished area.
So no walls, no nothing, just a head right in the middle.
Yeah.
Did you use that toilet?
No, we were told not to.
Told not
I
to.
don't know, my folks just told us we can't use it. I think maybe they didn't want to clean it. I don't know.
It's just for looks, honey.
So there you are.
If you gotta go.
You're crossing your legs as a 11-year-old. You can't get into the John because someone's already in there, and you never just said, you know what, F it, I'm going to go use the mystery toilet in the
I don't know if I ever did secretly, but yeah, it was a rule. I'm assuming they just didn't want to clean it.
Some folks sleep with the lights off. Some sleep with the lights on still as adults because of their ongoing fear of the dark.
I mean, I was as a kid, I would want my parents to leave the hallway light on. I remember that. Never had a night light that I'm aware of.
Yeah, I don't know if we
I
had
don't know when I
night.
grew out of that, though.
Oh, for Pete's sake, Cubby. I still like a light on somewheres in the house. Because if I got to get up and do something, I don't want to break a tibula or something like that. But in the bedroom, total darkness and total silence. That is my thing.
Yeah, I have a nightlight in the bathroom. But, yeah, it's mostly safety
smart.
concerns.
Other folks as adults are still afraid of E.T.'s face.
What?
Never once been afraid of E.T.
No, never. He's adorable.
Let's see here. Shower curtains because of the movie Psycho. Now, I can tell you that when I was a kid, when I watched Psycho, oh, yeah, the shower, in general, the bathroom freaked me out. But I was 6 or 7. I would jump into the shower, not often, because I was a filthy little sumbitch. But after I watched Psycho, I would jump into the shower, and I bet you, Cubby, if I was in there for 10 minutes, I peeked around the shower curtain to see if anybody was in the bathroom with me somewhere around 40 times.
Oh, did you really?
Oh, I was, anybody in here? Anybody in here? Anybody in here? What was that? What was that? What was that? Psycho had an effect on me for I don't know. I don't know how
I
long.
think that got a lot of people.
But I was
like
a little...
they say how Jaws ruined the ocean for people, and now Psycho ruined showers for the same reason.
Yeah.
You're just afraid what's going to happen.
I was squirrely about it for a while. I thought for sure with that water running, someone would be able to sneak in and pull my arms and legs off and throw me out a window or something. So
I think it was either The Grudge or The Ring that made me afraid of showers, because there's a scene where they have their eyes closed washing their hair and a hand comes out of their head. And yeah, I don't think I got over that until maybe like 10 years ago, maybe?
95819. Get ready with the 95819. Here's your shot at winning $1,000 with $5K a day. This is your first of 5 chances at it today, 6, 10, noon, 2, and 6. Those are the times $5K a day kicks in. Text the national keyword ROLL, ROLL. Text the national keyword ROLL to 95819 right now, and you'll be entered to win. We'll text you back to confirm your entry. Harmless data and messaging rates may apply. Texting and driving is for sissies.
Not cool, man. Oh, have you ever done this?
What's that?
Well, sorry to do this to anybody driving right now, where you kind of check the rearview mirror because you're afraid somebody was in the back seat.
Yep.
Never have.
Somebody had told me about like a story. They're like, "Oh yeah, have you ever heard about this?" Where the bad guy hides in the back seat or whatever.
Yeah.
And so that got me a couple times. I know some people that check under their cars so they don't get their Achilles tendon sliced.
Oh, no.
Lieber.
I've never done that.
Oh, gosh, neither have I, but I'm going to start.
The guy with the
Sorry,
hook.
everybody.
The guy with the hook hand who's hanging onto the bumper, right? Everyone heard that story. Yeah.
Yep.
Every neighborhood told that story to the kids. What else are grown folks afraid of still to this day? The flying monkeys and the Wizard of Oz.
Oh, yeah, that freaked me out as a kid.
Escalators. People think they're going to eat you, suck you down into escalator world, right?
Yeah.
Your
I know an adult
shoelace-
who will jump at the top and bottom for that fear.
The shoelace will get caught, and then it'll get your socks, and then your pants, and then your genitals, and then your underwear, and it'll slowly... You have an adult friend who hops over the
seam or whatever.
Yes,
yeah.
exactly. And the mannequins.
Never had a fear of mannequins.
No, me either.
Jesus,
I had a
John.
minor attraction to a
You
couple
had,
of them.
you had a lust.
Yeah, that's true.
You had a lust for mannequins.
Boy, the movie Mannequin, not very good, but she was quite attractive. Did you ever see that movie, Nick? Mannequin back in the day?
Never saw it
Yeah, I think you'd hate it.
for 3 reasons. Andrew, Mick, and Arthie.
Yeah, I'm not much of a fan either.
Throughout the 80s, I couldn't stand to watch anything that he was in.
It's his face. What about Kim Cattrall or Cattrall, whatever her name is?
I remember her, sure. Okay, the movie, which I also thought was just awful and so stupid. It. My God, that movie is stupid, and it's not scary at all. Sorry I blew up, but maybe I'm not so sorry that I blew up. The movie It has made people afraid of storm, drains.
Yeah, being afraid of clowns, you think that movie would really mess me up, but I find it comical.
More recent one, or there's 2 of them, right?
Yeah, the more recent one is, I'm sure I watched the original
one?
at some point, but
Or the TV series one?
yeah, but it just doesn't, especially the ending.
It was kind of like Goonies. I mean, I almost walked out right away because of the opening scene, you know? Do you remember that in the first one?
Oh, yep.
And I thought, I can't watch a movie like this. There's no way.
What happened?
In the opening scene of It,
Well, that's my favorite part of the movie.
Well, you like the real dark stuff.
That's the only scary part of the movie, when the little boy gets drugged down into hell.
And he rips his arm off. I mean, that was tough.
When I watched that movie and the movie opened with a little kid getting, I said, okay, now we're talking. This might be good. And then beyond that, it was a Scooby-Doo mystery.
Yeah, it was kind of like Goonies. After
Awful.
that.
Never saw it. Goonies.
I am interested in the new series on HBO this month. Welcome to Derry. You going to watch that?
Oh, yeah,
Ashley?
heck yeah.
There are some grown people who are still afraid of flushing the toilet because they think it's going to grab them by the genitals and drag them down into a pit filled with the liquefied feces and urine.
One of my
You could
nieces.
get a prolapse if you get a powerful
Oh,
enough.
my God.
We've got a pretty powerful flusher here. It's prolapsed a lot of folks. A lot of good folks have been prolapsed in this building.
One of my nieces was afraid of that, and it angered me. I'm like, just flush the toilet. You don't have to come out here and tell Grandma to flush it for you.
Grandma had to go flush turds?
Yeah.
Because you're what?
My niece was afraid to flush it. Well, it always stemmed from, I actually had two of my nieces that ended up being afraid of it. It stemmed from the fact that one time they flushed the toilet and it overflowed.
Okay.
And yeah, they got yelled at. They didn't want to be yelled at.
Man, Grandma had to go in there and flush kitty turds. The worst thing. And finally, here, as we're discussing, some folks, even grown, have these childhood-style fears, childhood fears that carry over into adulthood. Some folks still shudder at the thought of the Bermuda Triangle. And let me tell you something. If you weren't alive in the 70s like Cubby and I were, Josh can back me up on this. We had an obsession with the Bermuda Triangle in the 70s. Every half hour, there was a new documentary on television about the Bermuda Triangle between the years 1971 and 1979.
It's none of my business what goes on there.
Well, you would have thought a lot more people would disappear for the amount of coverage it got. Did you know more people die of the flu than disappear in the Bermuda Triangle every single year? Shocking.
Dude,
Absolutely shocking.
Where the hell did you get that?
I just looked it up.
F me running. Yeah, the Bermuda Triangle. Usually Leonard Nimoy was voicing the documentary on all the terrible things that... There you go. It's the Wednesday broadcast. We appreciate you being here. Again, we got 3/4 of the program up and running. Me and Cubby, Smashley over there. Dana, we wish him well. He's still a little bit sick. Here we are, all crammed into one studio together. A lot of togetherness this morning. Is everyone ready for this?
I just realized I don't think I am.
It's already hotter than Dutch love in here.
How did this
I wonder if that gets anyone excited when I do this. Listen.
Whoa.
You know what I'm saying?
I like it so far.
Is anyone else? It just gets burning hot in here. So I got to disrobe again. Are you ready or not ready?
Yeah,
Cubby?
I'll try this out.
We're going to try it out. 3, 2, 1, go.
Half-assed Morning Show. 93X.
You podcast listeners are smart. We say that all the time around here. Much more intelligent than your average listeners. That's why I know if you haven't already scheduled your furnace tune-up with my friends at Standard Heating and Air, you're going to do so soon. Appointments are booking up fast, so get something scheduled with Standard today. You can save $30 on a tune-up if you act fast. Keep a little walking around money in your pocket. Enjoy the show, pals of the podcast, and schedule that tune-up today at standardheating.com.
We are the musers on the pod so far. We've discussed people we love,
I didn't tell you guys. Cuban emailed.
What are you wearing?
Well, no, that's not.
things we love.
Got way into typewriters.
How many typewriters do you own?
Let's not podcast anymore.
Just guesstimate.
It's time to get really down and dirty.
These are great ideas. Start a podcast and then forget to promote it on social media.
So,
What is our podcast about? Yeah, whatever we feel like.
The Musers, the podcast. Follow and listen on your favorite platform.
Stupid news on the Half-Assed Morning Show.
You know, earlier we were talking about our fears. Our fears. Some of them are childhood fears that we've never been able to shake. It stays with you forever and ever and ever. Like clowns and the basement, this and that. Some can't sleep in the dark. Some check the closet before bed. Even as adults, they get squirrely in the shower. They're always looking out the curtain. Who's out there? Some of these childhood fears that stay with you are caused by movies or scary stories. We talked about Bloody Mary. Some text messages came in from some of our listening audience talking about some of their fears. One of our listeners has a fear, Josh and Smashley. He has a fear of walking into an elevator and then the sumbitch falls when he's halfway in, and it cuts his body in half, and he dies.
Sure. Seen that in movies.
So that first step into the elevator, even as a grown person, that first step into the elevator, he feels a little funny about it. Is the elevator going to fall and blast him in half and guts and feces everywhere?
Yeah, I understand. I'm afraid of elevators. I do not like them at all.
Yeah, that would scare a guy.
No, thank you.
I wouldn't like that.
I love the way this text message goes. You can always get a hold of us, of course, on our Luther Bloomington Kia text line, 651-989-9393. I love the way this one plays itself out. A listener says, I'm deathly afraid of the dark because of The Exorcist and Thriller.
I got to say, when I was little, a Thriller kind of freaked me out a little bit.
Like the music video?
I think that's what they're...
the music video?
How in the hell does The Exorcist and Thriller get lumped in together? In one, The Exorcist, it's just one of the most disgusting, disturbing, and still, really, one of the, in my opinion, one of the only truly scary horror movies is The Exorcist. The other is Mike Jackson, what's his name again?
Michael Jackson?
Dancing around in makeup, for Christ's sake.
But remember, he's in the car with the lady, and then his fingers grow out, and he turns into a werewolf?
He does, but
that was kind of scary.
It's silly.
I was scared by it.
I'm afraid of the dark, this guy says, because of The Exorcist and Thriller. Ba-do-do-do-do-do.
I'm sure we'll be hearing that a lot coming up here.
Oh, yeah, I've already heard a lot of it.
That'll be on my Halloween playlist, Halloween night.
Ooh.
Hey, maybe folks can help me out here.
What's wrong now?
If you don't mind.
What's your problem now?
Well, I got 3 choices. We play 2 songs a morning. Our next song is in the 8 o'clock hour.
Hey, this is kind of fun, right, Ashley?
Yeah. Taking requests. Text, you guys help me. I can't really.
Community property, Steel Panther.
Oh, I can't even play that over here.
That would be so
I don't think, because I can only play what's in the system. Let me see if I can play
Well, what are our choices that you have in front
All
of
right, so here's the choices that we have from the boss.
Okay.
We've got Breakin' the Habit from Linkin Park.
Never heard it.
We've got In Bloom from Nirvana.
Unfamiliar with the group.
We've got Zombie from the Cranberries. Those are the 3.
Absolutely not.
Okay, so I'm going to hold on.
We're down to only 2 choices.
All right, delete. I have deleted Zombie.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can...
Delete it forever. Can you delete it forever?
I don't know if they don't give us that permission. So let's see if I can get community property.
All right. I'll roll through a few more of these text messages on childhood fears.
All right, brah, I can do it. Should we do that?
You
No
can.
way.
Yeah.
I don't see why.
It's in the system.
Why
Yes.
wouldn't we? Coming up later on this morning, we'll play the edited version of Community Property by Steel Panther.
Oh, that's going to make my morning.
Yeah, you know what? Me too.
Great. Here we go. Let's do it.
All right, sorry I even asked.
Why are you sorry that
No,
you...
I mean, I'm sorry for those that have already taken the time to text.
Oh, so people are texting in requests.
Yeah.
Oh, well, let's consider some of those requests. Right now, the leading candidate is Community Property.
Oh,
But-
yeah, and I don't know what I was thinking. These are just the ones the boss put in. I can search for whatever's in our system. I forgot I can load something different.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe if there's like some good ones coming in, we can play that later.
Send in a friggin' request.
IT System Jesus said to play some Atmosphere. Do you guys even know who Atmosphere is?
Oh, yeah, that's
Well,
the local guy. Yeah, we talked about him.
We
Oh,
talked
okay.
about them a month ago. Maybe you were still having your baby when we had a
Oh,
conversation.
you were, yeah.
I
Looks
love
like
Atmosphere.
we don't have any Atmosphere
That makes sense.
in the station's Rolodex of 15 songs.
One of our listeners has an irrational fear of flatbed trucks because of the movie Final Destination.
Yeah, that movie scarred a whole generation of people.
Yeah.
He says a loose load, don't get cute, flying through the windshield of his car constantly repeats in his mind whenever he gets behind a flatbed truck. Criminal Investigation Sheezes texted in to say, you don't know fear until you've been alone in a morgue at 2 a.m. and the lights in the autopsy room turn on by themselves.
Oh, so I wonder if there were like Wi-Fi enabled lights and somebody was messing with her. Because I've done that to people for sure, but never in a morgue.
That's what she says. She was in a morgue at 2 a.m. and the autopsy lights came on by themselves. You know what's terrifying, a listener says?
What's
Intimacy, sharing my feelings, talking about my childhood and my absent father.
Yeah, you know what? Sharing stuff like that does take a lot of bravery. Criminal investigation, we should have her on sometime and throw out a bunch of scenarios and see if she can solve the crimes where we know the answer to it.
Sure.
Just throw some out, see if she could do that. It'd be fun.
And our last 2 text messages on childhood fears. Josh mentioned when he was a kid in his parents' disgusting, damp, bug-ridden, unfinished basement, there was a toilet in the middle of the basement, but no one in the family was allowed to use the toilet. Do you want to know why? As a kid, you never questioned your parents.
No,
they just told you.
They said, this is how it is, and I said, all right.
Even if there's a line of 6 people waiting to get into the head upstairs, they said to you kids, I better not catch you using that toilet in the middle of the unfinished basement.
Exactly.
So you never did. A listener texted in and said the reason your parents wouldn't let you sit on that head is because that toilet was the toilet. To hell? What movie? Amityville Horror. What year? I believe it was 1975. And another listener texted in, Josh, remembering that when you were younger, you had a fear. You thought that the sun was a monster.
Oh, my gosh, forever. Nick cured me of that.
I remember Josh saying it. For years, I thought the sun was a monster. What movie? Bench warmers. What year? I have no idea. All right, the stupid news.
Outhouses. People are texting in saying outhouses freaked them out.
Oh, yeah? I kind of like the outhouse because, you can just do unmentionable damage in there and no one can tell the difference. You know what I mean?
The spiders.
The
so many
spiders.
spiders.
The spiders know. The spiders know the damage that I just did. Yes, but no one. Right? An outhouse, they're disgusting. There's nothing you can do in there that...
Yeah, the one outhouse that I remember I have used quite a bit, they have, like, porno pictures, literally, just, like, all around the whole thing. That place was sweet.
Have you ever heard someone come out of an outhouse and say, oh, my God, what happened? Because earlier it was in perfect shape, right?
So true.
I've never used an outhouse. I mean, porta potties, obviously.
Oh, my God. I existed in an outhouse between the years 95 and 99.
They're scary, Josh. Just because of the bugs. It freaks me out.
Just like, like an old rickety cabin somewhere, and then there's an outhouse next to it.
You ever seen those? You ever seen those spiders that look like a fist until you anger them, and then they push all their legs out? At a friend's cabin, I used to go hit the outhouse, and they had those spiders. I don't know what they're called, but they disguise themselves. They kind of just look like a perfectly circular shape. And then when you piss them off, they go ba-boom, and they get their legs out, and they show you what they're capable of. I used to poop with those spiders all around me in my pal's outhouse. Yeah.
What are those ones that are attracted to women's bathing suits?
Those are bikini spiders.
Oh, bikini spiders.
Right.
Yes, I've heard of those.
For Pete's sake, a story out of Michigan here for starters in the Stupid News Report. For the love of Belladonna and Gianna Michaels and Tiffany Watson and Ashley's favorite porn star, Angela White.
Gorgeous.
For the love of those women, somebody was playing the porno movies too loud in their apartment over there in Michigan, and the cops had to show up. Someone was playing the porno movies too loud, so loud that the police had to make an appearance. A neighbor had it up to here, Cubby, with the loud, explicit sex noises and the filthy porno language, and they upped and called the cops. It wasn't the real thing. There was some sad-ass jabroni sitting on the couch with his little acorn in one hand and the television volume controls in the other. And like Kiss in 1982, he loved it loud.
I've never heard that. I've certainly heard some intimacy from some live human beings. I mentioned before I lived in this townhouse community in Prior Lake, and there was a guy, I didn't know if I should call 911 because he was really giving it to a lady, and I wasn't sure if he was providing her the type of pleasure I've never been able to give to a woman or anybody else.
Right.
Or he was murdering her. I'd never heard those noises. I'm not a porno watcher, so I don't know if that's common or if she was putting on a show or what. But
You were totally
nights.
thrown. You were totally thrown by loud sex noises because you had
crazy loud.
You had never heard them in person, and you never even saw them in a porno movie.
No, nothing like that.
And
at
you
all.
were how old? 24, 5,
yeah,
3?
Yeah, something like 25.
Jesus.
Maybe 26-ish. But
man, you were late to the party in a lot of departments.
I've never heard screaming like that, that's for sure. Sense, I mean, outside of somebody else providing the work that it takes to get there.
So you didn't know what to do.
At first, I didn't, and so I feel like a pervert. But now, knowing, I listened a little longer because I thought, well, I can't be really hearing that. That's not a murder, is it? Because this is going on for a while.
That is so hilarious.
That lucky lady.
A guy in his 20s hearing sex noises, and he's not sure what it means.
But I mean, it was screaming. It was like screaming, and so I had brought it up on the radio that day because it was before work, and so I brought it up, and the dude. He stopped me, and I didn't know people too well. I had just moved in maybe a week prior, and he's like, "Hey, you work over at the radio station?" And I mentioned, "Yeah, I do." And he's like, "I heard you talking about me." He's like, "I was not murdering her. I just left my windows open last night, and I was."
The dude who was doing the banging.
Yeah, he talked to me
and sending this gal into sexual oblivion.
Yep.
Found you and said that was me.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, but that's what a murderer would say. Hey. I didn't murder her.
Son of a gun, Ashley. I never doubted him. He was so convincing.
He killed her.
Is
that what Ashley said?
Yeah,
he murdered her?
Did he look like he could get it done sexually?
I did request to see his genitalia, and yes, the answer to your question is yes.
There are certain guys, when you look at them, you say, oh, that dude can throw a good bang.
Yeah, they give off a vibe.
Well, what kind of vibe do we give off?
Yeah, honestly. We both had some experience. You might be surprised.
You don't have to answer that question. You don't have to answer that question. I'll tell you my favorite loud sex noise story. This was many, many years ago when we were young and running around. Me and a pal ended up at a gal's house. I had a gal with me. My pal had a gal with him. Each couple found their own bedroom. And I completed my gig and fading off to sleep. And from the next room, that's where my pal and his girlfriend for the night were in bed. This gal was hollering and screaming, and it was just obscene, hilarious. I found it to be quite hot, sexy. This gal was just hollering her ass off and faded off to sleep. I had heard those noises before, Josh, no offense. But
no, it's fine.
I had heard those. And the next morning, we go out to breakfast, just me and my bro. We left the gal's place. We go out for breakfast, and I had to say something. I said, Jesus balls, man. Your gal last night, you guys were, and he's like, yeah. Holy Christ, was she screaming her ass? I said, we could hear it down the hall. And he goes, yeah, whatever. And I said, what do you mean? And he goes, that was friggin' fake.
No.
And I said, really? You're sure of that? He said, oh, yeah, I'm positive. And then he dumps this line on me. He said, there's no way that my little balloon knot could bring that out of anybody. It was all fake. She's trying to make sure that I call her again. I had never heard of a man refer to his unit as a balloon knot, and it made my morning.
Yeah, I've heard the back door referred to that, never the front area.
Oh.
The beehole?
Yeah.
Yeah, you've heard that before.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So, one of my favorite stories regarding this type of thing, you had a porno-related story where you were staying in the same hotel as a coworker.
Oh, yeah. We were in Florida, me and a coworker. We traveled down there for a miserable radio promotion. Oh, my God, it was so awful. Orlando, Florida. Don't ever go to... Oh, God, it's the worst. So, yeah, me and this former coworker were staying in adjoining hotel rooms. And I'm miserable and I'm tired from this horrible experience. So I got a 12-pack of Budweiser and I ordered up a porno movie on the pay-per-view. And things happened. And as soon as I turned off my television, the audio from that same porno movie that I was watching picked up from my neighbor, my coworker. You following what happened there?
Yeah,
These are the days you couldn't just say, I want to start a porno now. It started at 11 p.m., right? You just had to order it ahead of time. So it was obvious to me that he and I were watching the exact same porno movie. As soon as I turned my television off, the audio picked up right where it left off on my TV from my neighbor, my coworker in the next room.
That's awesome.
It was a Terminator-related porno. I think it may have been called
Sperminator.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Did you guys talk about it the next day?
Yeah, I was gonna. You did. You mentioned you did.
Oh, because we both had to pay the bill.
Yeah.
The next morning at the front desk, and he's like, "Oh, you watched the Sperminator too?" And I said, "Yeah."
It just took him a little bit longer.
Yeah. He was a cyborg with a giant penis and Sperminator. I think that's what it was.
Wow.
So again, I got to go back to this because we got sidetracked. Not that I didn't enjoy myself. In Michigan, dude's in his apartment cranking the porn audio, obviously molesting himself. And it was so loud the neighbors called the cops. The cops knocked on the apartment door, but the J-Brone in there was too embarrassed to answer the door. That's just my guess. It says here the cops knocked forever and nobody ever answered. Don't you think, Josh, he was covered in lube and whatnot?
Oh, yeah. He had to take... He's not going to answer in that condition.
No, there's no way anyone's answering the door while covered in lube and wearing a C-ring, so he never answered the door. According to the other folks living up in this particular apartment complex, whoever it is living in that specific unit, the one with the old folks' home style volume level on the television, the one playing the porno movies, the neighbors say that dude is always loud and multiple noise complaints have been made regarding that person, but they say this is the first time that porno sounds have played a role. So he needs to have a little more respect for his neighbors.
This is why I could never live in an apartment. I would feel so bad making any type of noise.
Oh, you've never lived in an apartment?
No.
Oh, I did it a few times, and I understand where you're going with that. At first, you want to be all subtle about everything, and you don't want to disturb your neighbors. But then, shortly, you realize, Ashley, everybody cuts loose with sounds and smells, and you just kind of play along. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, the cooking smells can get you sometimes.
Don't worry. Everyone's loud. Everyone's kids are
Folks
running up
get
and
it.
down the... So, yeah, you get over that feeling pretty quickly, and you'll be screaming your ass off in no time.
Do you remember anything from Sperminator?
No.
Did they use any of the dialogue, like an "I'll be back" or
Don't remember any of that. I just remember...
"Come with me if you want to live to the opposite. Live with me if you want to." You know what I'm saying?
Oh, wow. Very clever. No, I just remember it was a parody of the Terminator.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Did the guy look anything like Schwarzenegger?
I don't remember that either, except he had a leather jacket and the black sunglasses.
Of course.
Right. But I don't remember if he was... Are you asking if he was like a big built character? That I don't...
Sorry to keep asking you questions if you don't know.
It's a long time ago.
I'm fascinated. Does he nail Sarah?
Also, I don't remember that.
Well, now we're all going to have to... Sarah Connor.
Of course he has sex with Sarah Connor.
Yeah.
I mean,
they don't really like each other at first.
Here's a listener talking about, loud apartment sex. He says, the trash trucker Jesus, he says, this is why in real life ball gags are so important. You put a ball gag on somebody, they're not going to wake the neighbors up.
Ashley, now that you got your kid, have you taken the whip and paddle and all that kind of stuff off your wall?
No.
It's still on your bedroom wall?
I mean, he has no idea what's going on yet.
No.
He can barely see. He can only see like 10 inches in front of his face.
Yeah, but what I look forward to is when you start showing him baby pictures in 10, 15 years or something like that, and he wants to know, Mom, what's that on hanging on the wall in the background of that photo.
Oh, we've been taking like videos too of us talking.
Mom and Dad used to play pickleball. By the way, remember that spider I was telling you about that disguises itself in a perfect ball and then springs its legs out and scares everyone in the room? Yeah. It's called a wolf spider. Listeners texted it.
Yeah.
The all-knowing brother and sisterhood, Josh, they told me it's a wolf spider.
Gosh, that's just giving me the heebie-jeebies.
All right, here we have a car thief scumbag who caught a lucky break. More or less because the dude who they stole from is a nice guy and has a sense of humor. A feller in Oregon by the name of Peter Higginbottom.
Cute.
A dude in Oregon by the name of Peter Higginbottom. He had his 1996 Toyota Camry hot-wired and stolen last year. You almost have to have a sense of humor if your name is Peter Higginbottom.
Yeah, he's gotten a lot of crap over the years.
You're not going to survive.
He can put up with the joke.
Right. Pete Higginbottom had his 96 Camry hot-wired and snatched. The car wasn't exactly in the greatest shape in the first place. The friggin' vehicle is 29 years old. It even had a bumper sticker on it that said, quote, "The book value of my car is one Baja Blast." That's a soft drink joke, right? That's a Mountain Dew product.
Yeah.
This guy's adorable.
That's pretty funny.
So Peter Higginbottom and his bumper sticker, "The book value of my car is one Baja Blast." About a month after the car was taken, the local police found the thief and the car. The vehicle was now completely trashed by the idiot thief. Piggy Higginbottom's, his insurance company declared the car totaled and paid him out $1,700.
That's wow. Yeah, that's bad.
The car thief, was a woman's called Cesare Walter. Cesare.
You don't hear about women doing this often.
If I hear a name like Cesare, I assume trouble is on the way. The thief was a woman called Cesare Walter. She was charged with a couple of felonies. Now, once this here case went to court, Peter Higginbottom, being the lighthearted peckerhead that he is, he asked for the judge to drop the charges against the lady car thief. And by damn, in honor of that bumper sticker I was telling you about, Peter said all he wanted in return from Cesare for dropping the charges was one Mountain Dew Baja Blast.
That's awesome.
The judge agreed. Peter Higginbottom versus Cesare Walter, and they settled it. All she had to pay him in return was one Mountain Dew Baja Blast. Unfortunately, once Peter got his Baja Blast and he poured that sumbitch into his yapper, he didn't like it.
That's a popular beverage. I'm surprised he didn't like it.
I've never had it. He said, "I'm not a big soda guy. It was a little too citrusy, a little too pineapple-y. Maybe it's better if you're actively eating a taco." But he was still fine with the deal, even though he didn't like his Baja Blast. He still agreed to go through with the deal. He just said he didn't want to see someone going to jail over this.
I love this guy so much.
Yeah.
You know who doesn't love Piggy Heaterbottoms? Peter Higginbottom. The prosecution involved in this case. They were not happy about his cute little side deal because Cesare had prior convictions and they wanted to get her stupid ass off the streets before she hurt somebody for real. But that's how it played out. She did tell the judge, Josh, Cesare did tell the judge that she's working to get her life together.
Well, let's hope so, right?
Anyone going to hold their breath on that one?
No.
Probably not, but maybe this act of kindness will make her change her ways. Probably not.
No, I would assume it's not going to change a damn thing.
Oh, she's just been arrested for double murder. Oh, man.
No.
That Mountain Dew guy. He might get some social media hate.
He messed up.
Sports on the 93X Half-Assed Morning Show.
Sounded like from that game the other night, a few people weren't particularly pleased with how we were winning right now. So I woke up this morning and, my kids were watching the second half before school. And so I heard some of the commentary. But listen, in this league, any way you can find a way to win,
Who the hell's that guy again?
Ben Johnson?
I thought we were doing, what's his name? I thought we were doing Mike Tomlin.
Oh, no, yeah. Did I have it backwards?
Ben Johnson, the head coach of the Chicago Bears. Yeah, he's upset at Troy Aikman because Troy Aikman was criticizing whatever. There's also audio going around of Mike Tomlin, the head coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers. He does his regular press conference the other day. You know, the media's job is to ask him questions about this, ask him questions about that. And at the end of the press conference, Mike Tomlin says, boy, you guys were really annoying today. You know what, Mike Tomlin? Maybe you're the friggin' annoying one. Did you ever consider that?
Icy hot ball. I love it.
Aaron, what are you...
Sorry.
Friggin' NFL head coaches. They're all dicks. Really are. You guys are annoying today. Shut up. I can't stand that guy.
He does kind of seem to have an attitude that I don't remember when he was with the Vikings, but I guess he wasn't being interviewed at
God.
time.
I forgot that he had a job with the Vikings. The Milwaukee Brewers are done. Sorry, Wisconsin people. But the Milwaukee Brewers, well, I mean, it ain't over. But they sure appear to be done. I know they went up against a couple of really tough pitchers in games 1 and 2 of the National League Championship Series. But they're down 2-0 going to L.A. I don't know. They've had 5 hits in 2 games. Great pitching last night for the Dodgers. Yoshinobu Yamamoto, absolutely terrific. Blake Snell was terrific in Game 1 for the Dodgers. Dodgers win last night 5-1. So the Brewers down 2-0, best of 7 series. I hope I'm wrong. I do. But I think they're about done. Game 3 of the American League Championship Series is tonight. The Man Bear Pigs got whooped down there in Texas.
Stupid Texas.
That's what everybody's saying this morning, Ashley.
Don't
Stupid
even like
Texas. Yeah, the final score was 3-2, 5-2 if you count empty net goals. Randy Shaver and Brad Ryder will be with us in a half hour. Stay tuned for Josh's news report.
Half-assed Morning Show. 93X.
You podcast listeners are smart. We say that all the time around here. Much more intelligent than your average listeners. That's why I know if you haven't already scheduled your furnace tune-up with my friends at Standard Heating and Air, you're going to do so soon. Appointments are booking up fast, so get something scheduled with Standard today. You can save $30 on a tune-up if you act fast. Keep a little walking around money in your pocket. Enjoy the show, pals of the podcast, and schedule that tune-up today at standardheating.com.
Action. Next Roll is a groundbreaking podcast created and executive produced by Vernon Davis.
This is where we talk about reinvention.
The series explores the transformative journeys of athletes, artists, comedians, and entrepreneurs.
They don't just stop here. They just keep going.
Next Roll isn't about what's next. It's about why they do it, how they overcome fear, and the resilience it takes to keep evolving at the highest level.
That's what it's all about. Stay tuned.
Next Roll with Vernon Davis. Follow and listen on your favorite platform.
The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show.
They gave them some advice. What was the advice for the building she's in?
To go inside.
And lock down?
Yep.
Welcome to today's news report, where impulse control has gone to die. Coming up, a series of cautionary tales from people who've had some serious trouble with conflict resolution in the last couple weeks. We start at the Switzer Learning Center in Torrance, California.
Torrance, California.
What was supposed to be about lesson plans and lunch breaks, not police tape and pipe bombs, but that's what happened when their week started. According to authorities, a former student at the special needs school decided to make an unauthorized return to campus, skipping the welcome back tour and going straight to stabbing staffers.
Oh, no.
3 employees were injured without warning, and a 4th narrowly avoided the long list of stabbings when the attacker apparently failed at stabbing attempt number 4 and fled the scene. His escape plan, however, had the lifespan of a cafeteria cookie in front of Nick. Officers caught up with him real quick, placed him in cuffs, but apparently he had more to share that day. He announced he had left behind 2 pipe bombs near the school.
She's across the street from that place, and when she pulled up there, she asked the cops what was going on. They said that somebody broke into the building, and that they had caught him, and that when they caught him, he told the cops that he had planted some pipe bombs in there.
The bomb squad...
That guy should settle down a little bit.
He was hyped up. The bomb squad was called in, and 2 incendiary devices were found close by, both safely detonated at the scene, which I bet's got to be kind of fun for the bomb squad.
Yeah, sure.
2 of the injured staffers were taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening wounds. The 3rd was treated where the attack occurred. Officials are keeping the finer details under wraps while that investigation continues.
Oh, my God. That sounds absolutely awful.
Noticing the checkout line at a Marshall's was moving slowly, a 25-year-old New Jersey woman decided to use that wait time to grab some last-minute kitchen knives she realized she needed to stab the slow customer in front of her.
Oh.
Police say an aggravated 25-year-old Amber Thompson of Newark grew enraged when another shopper took her sweet time paying for her purchases. She began arguing with the fellow shopper over the speed of the checkout line. That tension didn't end at the register. As the other woman and her family walked to their car, Thompson made a quick purchase, a box of kitchen knives. She opened it right there, pulled one out, and followed them into the parking lot where she stabbed the victim multiple times right in front of the other shopper's family.
Insanity. I think it's pretty crazy that happened here.
The injured woman was rushed to a nearby hospital with a few surprise breathing ports in her midsection, but thankfully her wounds were not believed to be life-threatening.
Was that an individual in New Jersey who was surprised that happened there?
She expected it maybe to be elsewhere, not at a Marshall's.
You realize you're in New Jersey.
Meanwhile, police searched the area and eventually found Thompson in a bathroom with a kitchen knife resting on the baby changing station beside her.
You just got to be out of your mind, Josh. That's all there is to it. Smooth out your mind.
Yeah, no kidding. You figure I'm just going to stab this lady in front of her family and everything? You could make an argument that a parking dispute in Coconut Creek, Florida got a little out of control, when a man decided the best way to prove his point that you can't save spots was to drive into a woman with a big belly. A big belly with a baby in it.
Oh, no.
A pregnant woman had just left a nearby restaurant juggling items while her husband circled back with their car. To speed things up, she stood in the parking space directly in front of the building, exercising the time-honored tradition of human traffic cone until her husband showed up. Just then, though, a man pulled in. The woman told him she was saving the spot just for a second, and that butthurt 45-year-old Brian Popula. Popula simply shook his head and edged forward. He wasn't going to have it. Her car, his car, hit her knee, forcing her to stumble back and lose a shoe, because nothing drives your point home like dislodging a pregnant woman's footwear. Popula later told officers when the woman told him she was saving the spot, he replied, "You can't save spots," but insisted he never hit her. Though witnesses, injuries, and physics suggested otherwise, he said he was in a rush, parked anyway, and walked straight into the restaurant like nothing had happened. But deputies weren't convinced. In fact, they went after him, and he's not so popular now. At the distance the victim was standing, it was... Yeah, I know. I even thought about not doing it. But I was figuring out how I could work that in.
He's not so popular. His name is Popula.
Yes, correct.
Right.
Yeah. At the distance the victim was standing, it was clear she was pregnant, they wrote. The defendant willingly and intentionally used his vehicle to move the victim out of the way, striking her knee to gain entry to the spot, said police. Popula was arrested and charged with aggravated battery on a pregnant person.
I mean, he's right, you know.
That you can't save a spot?
You can't save a spot.
You just don't drive into somebody.
No, I'm not going to run over a woman and her fetus because of it, but he's right. That's ridiculous that you stand there and block a parking spot because you're saving it for whoever's showing up in 5 minutes. That is ridiculous. No, I'm not going to hurt anybody over it, but I agree. That's the only thing I agree with on the subject.
I think the only person that is the only type of people that are allowed to do that are, people with, disabilities that can't get to the door, so they need a front parking spot, or
I'll go along.
Women.
Yeah, that's popular.
I'll go along
opinion.
with that.
Yeah, a lot of people agree with that. Paramedics evaluated the woman at the scene, but she declined to go to the hospital. John Helton, a 63-year-old who once wore the robe of Tennessee judge, was booked in a Florida jail after being done in by his pants. Authorities say Helton sent a midnight group text to himself, his wife, and her friend. But it wasn't a kinky dissertation or a carnal checklist of an evening of sins of the flesh. It was a threat that included a photo of a large kitchen knife, along with the message, "I take it back. I'll kill both of you first."
What?
The complaint doesn't supply any motive or really give any other details what preceded that. They don't even say if he had a history of threats or violence. The full text, as recorded by police, continued, "I take it back. I'll kill both of you first. Don't forget she knows your worth." Worst threesome invite ever. And confusing. When officers interviewed Helton, he owned up to sending the photo in the message, which police already knew, as they noted the photo showed the knife on Helton's lap, and he was wearing the same pants during the interview.
Same pants.
Same exact pants.
That'll do you in.
In Colorado, an 80-year-old landlord learned the hard way that generosity sometimes comes with splinters. Prosecutor said he opened both home and heart to a 65-year-old acquaintance who was staying with him temporarily until a conversation about unpaid debt was met not with remorse, but with lumber. According to court records, the house guest grabbed a 2x4 and delivered 2 unsolicited financial rebuttals to the landlord's head. After the incident, prosecutors say the man used a garden hose to clean the blood from the driveway in an attempt to cover up that evidence. The chief deputy district attorney said the circumstances were especially troubling given the relationship between the two men. The victim is an 80-year-old man who opened his home and heart to someone down on his luck, the prosecutor said. When he simply asked to be repaid, he was met with brutal violence. The district attorney noted cases like this can affect how people view helping others. When people
Hell
ask,
yes, it can.
Yeah, it does.
Hell yes, it can.
When people ask, why have people stopped offering to help those in need, look no further than this case, the district attorney said. Attacking your 80-year-old generous landlord with a 2x4 is a sure signal to society that you don't belong here. Fortunately, the landlord is expected to recover.
Dude.
His attacker, meanwhile, is staring down 48 years in prison.
Now you got a place to stay.
Whoa.
Yeah, meaning he'll be about the same age as the victim by the time he's eligible for release.
Now you got a place to stay.
3 hots in a cot, they say, right?
Friggin' 2x4 upside the skull.
Hit him twice.
You bastard.
And they
You
thought, I'll just hose this down. Nobody will ever know.
scumbag, low-life, garbage pile, sumbitch.
A police chase, which tore across a Michigan golf course, ended in a string of break-ins and backyard confrontations. And now a 52-year-old man's behind bars awaiting formal charges. It began with a home invasion and quickly escalated as officers pursued the suspect across the fairways. He eventually crashed his vehicle across from a middle school, triggering an immediate lockdown.
Cops in their motor vehicles driving right across that golf course?
Yeah, going after the guy.
I love it.
That is so much fun.
Yeah.
Instead of surrendering, he continued on foot, climbing fences, forcing his way into homes, and startling residents who suddenly found themselves face-to-face with him.
Like that scene from Raising Arizona a couple
Yeah.
weeks ago. He's just running right through people's houses, scaring the hell out of them. The 7-8 dogs behind him.
Bruce was one of those neighbors.
Came in bloodied and he was, like really frantic, but he wanted the keys to my car, and I'm going, he must be disoriented from an accident or something.
I'm not giving you the keys to the car. I'm calling 911, Bruce remembered telling the intruder. But the suspect kept demanding.
Can you imagine some dude just out of nowhere running into your friggin' house? He's covered in blood. He's pouring sweat. And he just says, I need the keys to your car. I mean, I don't even know. I would be in shock.
The guy didn't want to give up. He said, I need the keys to the car. He started rummaging through the kitchen and living room looking for the keys and knocking stuff down, Bruce said.
Yeah, that's when I start choking him out.
Then he went into my silverware drawer and pulled out a couple of forks and a small paring knife. And I said, I got to do something now. So he sprung into action. I grabbed him from behind, held his arms, and said, if you drop what you got in your hand, I'll give you the keys, he said. So he dropped it. And then I bum rushed him out of the kitchen and into the backyard. But the ordeal wasn't over yet. The suspect made his way into Frank's house, 2 doors down.
Out of nowhere, my back door opened, and this guy was already bleeding. He said he was shot, and he wanted my keys. And I'm like, dude, get out of my house.
No.
And I yelled at my girlfriend, hey, call 911 and get my gun. I started pushing him out of my house. When I got him out the back door, next thing I know, there were like 20 cops, Frank said. Investigators said the man's spree began with him driving the wrong way on the freeway and committing a carjacking.
Dude, get out of my house.
I like that guy.
Mm-hmm.
A sharp-eyed Minnesota mail courier spotted more than $25,000 in cash headed out of state and realized that might be a scam. And they were right. According to the Minnesota River Valley Drug Task Force, the courier was working in North Mankato Thursday when a package caught their attention. They found it unusual that a transport service was requested to pick up a package and deliver it to a mail parcel facility, so they reported it. Authorities secured a search warrant, opened the parcel, and discovered stacks of cash, money that had been sent by a scam victim in Brown County. Investigators then reached out to the people who were supposed to receive the package and quickly learned they weren't in Minnesota at all. In this case, the recovery of the funds was a rare and fortunate outcome, as most victims are unable to recover money once it's been sent to scammers, the task force wrote. They warned that advanced artificial intelligence is making these schemes more convincing than ever, and urged the public to double-check any request for money or personal information.
Yeah, just don't give anybody any friggin' money ever.
Experts say the best defense against AI-driven scams is staying one step ahead. That means changing your passwords regularly, keeping personal details off the phone, Venmoing a sizable security fee to Ashley, and looping in a third party whenever something feels off.
I am so sick of changing my password all the time, though. God, there's only so many combinations I can do.
Get a password manager. It's easy.
Oh, yeah. That comes up sometimes.
Actually, you got one on your phone.
That comes up sometimes, like, to use that on my computer. Like, hey, do you want to, start doing this or whatever? And I'm like, no.
How many
I don't know what that is. I feel like an old person. I'm like, that's sketchy.
It is a pain in the ass coming up with a new password, especially when you have to squeeze in the number 69 somewhere.
Or 420. Yeah, you're right.
Absolutely have to.
2 Fortnite players are being sued by the game's developer Epic Games for using 20,000 bots to get paid tens of thousands of dollars. According to the lawsuit, Epic claims the pair used those bots to artificially boost the popularity of the custom maps they'd built, allowing them to collect real money through Fortnite's Island Creator program. The accused players, a 24 and 22-year-old from Michigan, reportedly deployed about 20,000 fake accounts to, quote, play on their 10 island maps. While actual human players did visit the maps, Epic believes somewhere between 88 and 99% of the activity was fraudulent. For a while, the strategy worked. The two collected tens of thousands of dollars in payouts from Epic, money that, according to the company, would have gone to other creators who'd earned legitimate engagement from real Fortnite players. Once Epic caught on, the payments stopped and the bots disappeared. The company then ordered the two to stop playing Fortnite altogether and to destroy all copies of Fortnite. They didn't, however, thus the lawsuit. Epic is asking for the money they paid the two men to be returned and for them to be prohibited from creating accounts or downloading or playing Fortnite in the future.
Well, there you go.
You can't even play it anymore.
They're all done.
Sad.
All done.
And Fortnite isn't the only gaming giant headed to court over bad behavior in its virtual worlds. Apparently, video game companies are spending less time battling bosses and more time battling lawsuits. Last Tuesday, Kentucky's Attorney General said the online gaming platform Roblox has become a playground for predators, unveiling a lawsuit that accuses the company of failing to protect young users. It's the latest in a growing wave of legal actions claiming the massively popular platform isn't doing enough to safeguard children. The Attorney General argued if Roblox truly wants to protect the millions of kids and teens frolicking to virtual worlds, it needs to implement stronger guardrails, real age verification systems, more effective content filters, and better parental notifications.
Get your kids off Roblox. Do it today. They may kick and scream. They may call you names. But as a parent of teens, we're used to that anyway. That's okay. What we're talking about today is what protecting our kids looks like in the digital age.
I've actually heard this for a long time.
Yeah, same here.
You have? I had a police officer tell me, hey, if your kid plays, watch out. That they were seeing a lot of issues.
Did that guy seem a little hurt when he said that, we're used to being called names?
A little bit. Yeah, he sounded defeated.
So
like, I just can't take any more.
What happens to a kid when he plays Roblox?
Well, apparently some folks are, like the chat functions and things like that, they're developing relationships. The lawsuit's claiming, right, that, grooming kids are some pretty bad stuff, it sounds like.
Oh, my God.
The company is no stranger to backlash. Louisiana filed a similar lawsuit in August. Iowa followed after a 13-year-old girl was reportedly introduced to an adult predator through the platform. Oh. Now Kentucky is adding its voice to the chorus. Roblox, for its part, has pushed back. The company said it shares the goal of keeping kids safe online and signaled it's open to working with the office to ensure they have a clear understanding of all Roblox is doing to keep users safe.
I mean, how would you even go about that? That's like with any game that you can play online. There's always a chance of somebody pretending to be somebody they're not.
I guess.
Yeah. No,
you guys would know far better than I.
You're right. Yeah, I have no idea. But I guess they consider it enough problem that plenty of states are joining the lawsuits. There's been documentaries, specials, and countless interviews on the 2021 Murdaugh case, which rocked Low Country, South Carolina. And now a dramatized limited series about the family is set to debut. Murdaugh, Death in the Family is streaming today on Hulu. The 8-episode series will give viewers a look into the life Alex Murdaugh built with his wife Maggie, his sons Buster and Paul, and how their actions changed how other community members looked at the once prestigious family. The show was inspired by a 93-part podcast called Murdaugh Murders Podcast.
Well, how far are you into that 93?
I got 93 left.
You got 93 to go?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm
Let me know
excited
when
to hear
you
what happens.
wrap it up.
That's often hailed as one of the best about the case and stars executive producers Patricia Arquette and Jason Clarke. Or if you're in the mood for a treasure of laughs, Loot, starring Maya Rudolph, makes its Season 3 premiere on Apple TV.
Randy Shaver and Brad Ryder on the Half-Ass Morning Show.
Where are the boys? Randy Shaver, Brad Ryder. Good morning, fellas.
Randy?
Hello.
There.
I'm here.
Hi, Randy.
How's it going?
We're doing all right. How about you?
Okay.
What are you laughing at?
Today?
I'm sorry, say that again?
Yeah, no, we got no, what's the guy's name? Dana.
Oh.
Yeah.
Ashley's there, though.
She's here.
Yeah, hi, Randy.
Okay,
And
good.
One of our computers just died.
Computers are going sideways on us, Randy Shaver.
Of course.
God, this place, man.
Hey, man.
Can anybody hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Brad.
Can you hear us?
Hi, Brad.
It was just weird. The phone was ringing, and then all of a sudden I heard you guys.
You're friggin' weird. Hi, Brad Ryder.
Well, good, that's working. We're trying to figure that out because it looks like you were there.
We're doing our best around here. Yeah,
First
Dana's sick,
seamless
you know, so Cubby's on the board again. Josh, you're doing fine. You're doing fine. It's not something you're used to dealing with on a daily basis.
That computer.
Plus, I mean, you showed up drunk.
Well, I had to just to calm the nerves.
Sometimes
And I mentioned before, I don't want any crap. And that last thing wasn't my fault.
These things happen. Good morning to Brad and Randy. Oh, God, there's plenty we can discuss this morning. Milwaukee Brewers bats are dead.
Oh. Well.
The Brewers bats were mortally wounded in Game 1 of the National League Championship Series by Blake Snell and then finished off and killed dead last night in Game 2 by the Dodgers starter Yoshinobu Yamamoto. I mean, this sumbitch looks over.
I would say it's more the Dodger pitching than it is the Milwaukee hitting.
Oh, yeah.
I just think.
Yeah.
I think.
They didn't just die on their own; they were murdered.
Yeah. They scored a run on Yamamoto early last night, and kind of felt like maybe they have a chance to get some things going offensively. But he just settled down, and I mean, I don't have the final pitch count in front of me, but it's got to be super low for a 9-inning complete game. He was just masterful last night.
Randy Shaver,
in winning that game.
I think maybe it was 94 pitches.
111.
Oh,
I looked it up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but he threw 81 strikes. That's pretty good. Out of 111 pitches.
he was really good after giving up that early run, and just you knew the Dodgers were going to get to Peralta sooner or later. They did. They didn't get much, but they got enough. And I'm not ready to say this series is over. I think Milwaukee will go there and at least win one in L.A. But I
feel
just
like
don't.
Milwaukee's got a better chance of getting back in this series than Toronto does against Seattle.
Yeah,
I just don't. You watched that Seattle game the other day, and I said it Monday. They just seem to have that that one or two postseason teams get every year. It just doesn't. I mean, I'm sure they may lose a game, but it just doesn't feel like they're going to lose again.
Yeah.
I got a lot of.
And I'm assuming these series are 2-3-2, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Milwaukee may not get back, but they'll at least get a game.
Here's a text message already from beer brewing and drinking Jesus. 651-989-9393. It's our Luther Bloomington Kia text line. Brew, how did I say it again? Beer brewing and drinking Jesus. He's already trying to start trouble. He says, what's more dead, the Brewer bats or the pigs when they're playing 5-on-5?
Oh, God.
We'll get to that. Don't get going on that. We got a lot of baseball stuff here. This is all very interesting. So, yes, the Dodgers beat the Brewers 5-1. Dodgers are up 2-rip in the best of 7. As Randy Shaver said, this Yamamoto kid was terrific.
Yes, he was.
Blake Snell was terrific in Game 1. That was Yamamoto's first complete game in 2 big league seasons, and there hasn't been a playoff starter go the distance. Before last night, there hadn't been a playoff starter in big league baseball go the distance since 2017. Again, we could do the whole sign of the times thing and talk about how much the game has changed. The last playoff starter to go the distance. Anyone want to guess? I'll give you a hint. Houston Astros, 2017.
Justin
Verlander?
You're both right.
Yeah.
Justin Verlander went the distance in 2017 in the American League Championship Series against the Yankees. Oh, it was 8 years ago yesterday. So 8 years to the day since the last time a starter went the distance.
And he wasn't a young man necessarily then, and he's much older now and still pitching.
Oh, yeah. Verlander was
crazy.
35 when he was a rookie. Yeah.
Exactly.
Now,
this is going back to last Friday, but I can't understand. I could not understand why the Tigers took out Tariq Skubal in that game Friday night.
Well, we're talking about last Friday now?
Yeah, no, I know, but we're talking about pitch counts and stuff like that. And they took him out, I think, after 96 pitches and 6 innings. And then the next inning, the Mariners scored to tie the game. I mean, it's just different philosophies, and I just wish that things were a little bit more like they used to be, where guys just kept going until they were out of gas instead of a pitch count. But anyway, beating a dead horse.
I will say this, Freddie Peralta talked his manager into pitching one more inning last night and almost got out of it clean, gave up that home run that made it, I think, 2-0 or something like 2-1 or 3-1 or something like that. But I mean, Peralta did. I mean, there is a little bit of that, especially for guys who have earned that opportunity, like a Peralta, like a Yamamoto, guys who have proven themselves to be really good. But you're right, you're not going to see pitchers get the opportunity to get complete games, even in the playoffs, necessarily. I guess I'm very happy that we're not getting bullpen-like games in the ALCS or NLCS, because the first round was, I don't know if there was maybe one pitcher went beyond 5 innings in the wild card series. So it's kind of refreshing to see one guy go out there and throw as long as he can.
It's old school, and yeah, we love to see it. Here's Vacation Jesus texting in, and he said Justin Verlander also went the distance on Kate Upton about 8 years ago.
And is still doing that.
In life, too.
And he's still killing that. He's crushing it. This is the first time since 1970 that both League Championship Series road teams have started 2-0. The Seattle Mariners own a 2-0 series lead over Toronto in the American League Championship Series, as we just discussed a minute ago, and they're heading into Game 3 tonight in Washington. This is the stat that more or less tells you that the Brewers are cooked, and maybe the Blue Jays are also cooked already. 24 of the previous 27 teams that took the first 2 games on the road in a best-of-7 with a 2-3-2 format have gone on to win 24 of the previous 27 teams. The 3 teams to come back after losing games 1 and 2 at home all came in the World Series. The 1985 Kansas City Royals lost the first 2 games of the World Series at home, came back and beat St. Louis. The following year, the 86 Mets lost the first 2 World Series games at home, came back to beat the Red Sox. And, the Yankees in 96 against the Atlanta Braves. The Brewers have 5 hits in this series so far. 5 hits in this series. So there you go. Now, the Dodgers have been staying at the notorious Pfister Hotel in Milwaukee, which many say is haunted.
Yeah, I want to stay there so bad.
I walked by it. Brad, didn't you say when you were working for the Timber, didn't you say you stayed at the Pfister?
Yes.
And the jokes are coming in. I can already feel them.
Hardly knew her, that kind of thing.
Pfister, hardly. 651-989-9393 if you have a Pfister joke.
Did you get a chill when you walked by it, Nick?
Did I get a chill when I walked by it? I mean, it certainly is kind of old and creepy looking from the outside, very fancy on the inside.
You couldn't feel the spirits trying to draw you in?
You might be more tuned into that than I am. You may be more spiritually dialed in than I am. But wait a minute, Brad. Yes or no? I can't remember what you said.
Yes, I did. I did stay at the Pfister.
Did anything happen at the Pfister?
No. When I would travel with teams, my wife doesn't like to do this, so we don't do it at home. But I like to leave the TV on, all night when I'm sleeping. So
you do.
I entertain whatever.
You and I could never be sexual partners.
I entertain. Well, that's a good thing. I entertain whatever ghost was in my room by keeping the TV on all night.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Now we gotta change gears now. You fall asleep every night with the damn TV blaring?
If I'm by myself. If I'm in a hotel room by myself,
yeah. I miss doing that. I used to do that too.
My wife won't let me do that at home, though.
Your wife won't let you do a lot of damn things, it seems to me, Brad.
Well, that's true.
So is that your white noise when you go to sleep? That's crazy.
Yeah.
Really?
What? That's that bizarre to you guys?
Josh and I were just saying earlier, when it's bedtime, when it's time to go CP Nine Eyes, Ashley, darkness and silence.
Oh gosh, I used to always fall asleep to the TV, but now I can't because of that baby I pushed out.
Baby. Brad, earlier we were talking about childhood fears that stick with you even in adulthood. Did this leaving the TV on in order for you to fall asleep, is this some kind of a childhood fear?
No, I don't think so. I think it's just something I kind of got used to. Again, when I started traveling on the road with teams and stuff, and you're in your hotel room, you're watching TV, and it's late at night, and you fall asleep. And
okay.
I just
ridiculous.
I just kind of got used to it, I guess. I like to do it when my wife travels for work, and I'm at home, not even traveling on the road. If I'm at home and she's out of town for work, I leave the TV on all night while I'm sleeping.
When I was a kid, I for sure could do that. But as a grown person, unless I've had a case of beer, there's no way I could sleep with the TV on in the bedroom.
Wow.
No way. I need absolute... Anyway, the notorious... supposedly haunted Pfister Hotel in Milwaukee. That's where the Dodgers have been staying. Dodgers outfielder Teoscar Hernandez said that he ain't afraid of no ghost, but his wife, who came along to watch the ball games, she will not stay in that hotel. She is afraid of ghosts, so he had to find somewhere else for the two of them to stay. And some of the Dodgers players did say that since they got there, 3-4 days ago, since they got to the Pfister, the lights did go on and off. Doors did open. There were noises and, everybody, footsteps.
Ooh.
Footsteps.
Dude, I'm bringing a Ouija board if I'm staying there. That just sounds so cool.
Yeah, I know some people who are kind of drawn to it for that reason.
Somebody texted in and said it's haunted by clowns. Are they just messing with me, or is that true?
I've never heard any specific...
I think the story is it's haunted by its founder.
Its founder.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Then I can do it.
And that man's name was...
Charles Pfister.
Charles Pfister.
I'll bet.
Chuck, or Chuck as we know him.
Chucky Pfister. He made a few bucks, by God, didn't he? I bet. Yeah, so, every once in a while this specific Milwaukee hotel comes up, usually this time of year. And, I remember the stories from the Minnesota Twins. I remember reading about them in the papers. There were certain ball players on the Twins back when the Brewers were in the American League There were certain ball players on the Twins who, at least one weekend, they wouldn't sleep in their rooms. They slept on the friggin' floor in the lobby because something had happened in their rooms. And what's his name? Gardy comes down the stairs in the morning to get his.
Finds him in the lobby.
Yeah, he finds them all sleeping on sleeping bags in the friggin' lobby. What the hell? You guys get too drunk to go up the stairs? They said, hell no. There were ghosts running around the damn joint. Grown men. The one that I remember, I can't remember what player it was, but maybe it wasn't a Twin. Maybe it was a different baseball player, who said he woke up in the middle of the night and there was a ghostly face right up against his screaming. That's a story. Maybe it wasn't a Twin, but it was a professional baseball player who claimed that's what happened in the middle of the night at the Pfister.
God.
Yeah.
Couldn't do that.
Oh.
I think the one thing that would scare me, and I've not heard this story from an athlete, but I've read up on this a little bit, is people claim that the clothes in their suitcase, when they wake up in the morning, if they hadn't unpacked, are like strewn all over the room.
Mm-hmm.
That would freak me out. I mean,
Yeah.
a TV coming on or off, or a light coming on and off, okay. But
All your drawers and socks and sex toys and whatnot strewn all over the...
that would freak you out.
Is Milwaukee a notorious haunted spot? I mean, because here I got a text message from a listener who says the Marquette men's basketball team in Milwaukee stays in a place called Humphrey Hall, which is a former children's hospital, and the building is haunted by children.
It's news to me. Just heard about the Pfister. That's it.
I don't know. Brad, don't give us false information on the history of the Pfister family. A listener just texted in and said the founders of the Pfister hotels were a set of brothers, and they were named Kenny Pfister.
Can I guess the other brother?
Yeah.
Is it Willie?
And Willie Pfister.
Willie
Yes. There's a podcast out there.
And then they've got a younger brother named Diddy.
Diddy?
Yeah, but he's in trouble all the time.
Yeah, he is in some trouble.
God. They don't have a younger brother named Diddy.
There's one that's a little wishy-washy. It's Shooty Pfister.
Are there any females in this family?
Oh, my God.
Maybe there's a female. We'll come up with one, I'm sure. There's a listener says there's a podcast out there called Morbid Podcast, and they've covered the Pfister Hotel.
That's my favorite murder podcast.
Spooky stuff. They say spooky stuff.
Oh, they're really good. I might be a little biased because one of the girls' names is Ashley, and I was like, oh, isn't that neat?
The Pfister family does have a sister.
What's the first name?
Anita. Anita Pfister.
Yes.
Ivana Pfister.
Ivana.
That's an aunt.
Ivana. Aunt Ivana is
my
here.
God.
Yeah.
The Pfister sisters.
I told you we'd come up with one. Yeah, here come the Pfister sisters. Don't ever turn your back on them.
Betty Pfister. Sure. Betty Pfister.
I told you we'd come up with one.
Amanda Pfister.
Oh. God, no.
I'm looking for Amanda Pfister.
Mm-hmm. And people are claiming there's we covered all the ones that work, I think.
Oh, God.
We covered everyone that works. Howdy.
Howdy, Pfister. That's good.
Carefully. He did. Howdy, Pfister, the question is? Carefully. Tomorrow night's Thursday night football game between the Pittsburgh Steelers and Cincinnati Bengals with starting quarterbacks Karen Rodgers, of course, for the Steelers, and Joe Flacco for the Bengals has been given the nickname the Icy Hot Bowl.
Icy hot bowl. I love it.
Aaron, what do you think about maybe the novelty of two 40-year-old quarterbacks going against each other, 40-plus quarterbacks?
Yeah, I think it's great great for all the old guys, It's great. I mean, I've known Joe for a long time. He's been a great ambassador for the league. He's had a great career, and it's fun that we're both still playing.
I don't know how Shirley Pfister works. I don't think that works as a joke. Shirley, it doesn't work. Oh, he's
Shirley Pfister. Yeah.
If it was Fisteter, then Shirley would. I'm being nitpicky now.
Yeah.
I'm being nitpicky.
Unless you're running down a list of, I say, hey, what should I do to the wife tonight? And you could say that. Well,
Yeah.
you got to do this, this, and this, and Shirley Pfister.
Right. I think we've reached the end here. Appreciate your text messages, but I think we've hit every possibility that legitimately works.
They're coming in so fast.
We can't add any syllables. You just have to play along. So this will just be the second time in history that a pair of opposing quarterbacks, 40 or older, will start a game against each other. It was only 5 years ago that two starting quarterbacks over 40 played against each other. Could you?
Was it the same two guys?
It was not. But that's a decent guess. It was not Flacco and Karen.
Okay.
Can you take a guess who they might have been? Two very, very successful quarterbacks.
How many years ago again?
5 years ago. They started against each other. They were both 40 or older.
I can't think.
One of the names came up a few days ago when we were playing a game with Randy Shaver called Quarterback, Douchebag or Not a Douchebag. And I was surprised when Randy said that this quarterback was not.
Tom Brady.
Tom Brady's one of the quarterbacks 5 years ago who started at 40 or older, and he took on. I'll give you a hint. Purdue University.
Oh, Drew Brees.
Drew Brees.
Okay.
5 years ago. That's a very clever nickname. Who was it, Josh, that came up with Icy Hot Bowl? It was a teammate of Karen's.
It was
Porter?
That sounds right.
Was it Joey
Let me
Porter?
double check.
Is that still a thing for the Stillers, Joey Porter? That's the name. That's cute. That's funny. All
Cam
right.
Hayward.
Oh, Cam Hayward.
Yeah, Cam Hayward.
Yeah, Joey Porter might have been from 10 years ago. I don't know why. So there you go. That should be kind of cool tomorrow night. You always root for the old timers. I mean, Karen is an exception to that rule. I never root for Karen for any reason in any situation. But you root for the older guys, don't you?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Sure. There's been more cutlery making its way into our football conversations this season than I anticipated. Of course, Mark Sanchez played dagger tag with a truck driver a few days ago. We all know that. And now, apparently, last weekend, when Texas Tech Football Club was playing at home against Kansas, a Texas Tech fan threw a knife at the Jayhawks bench.
Say what it is. I mean, a pocket knife was thrown out at one of our staff members. I mean, it's ridiculous. I mean, it's supposed to be for safety and things like that. It's a culture that's been accepted to a point, and it hasn't changed. And eventually, somebody's going to be seriously hurt, unfortunately.
Was that the head coach of the Kansas program?
Yeah.
He sounds old. Speaking of old people, he sounds old.
How'd they get that in?
It's a pocket knife. But still. If that socked somebody in the eye or in the jugular, that could have been real trouble.
Yeah.
There are people who were there that said it's a damn stroke of luck that nobody got killed dead. Normally, Red Raiders fans there at Texas Tech throw tortillas on the ball field. That's their silly tradition down there. But this was a different vibe. And Texas Tech police are attempting to track down the fan who's accused of throwing a pocket knife. Who knows how far the throw, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, it could have hurt somebody in the stands.
Yeah, right.
There's just so many things that could have happened that are all bad. It's just crazy.
Come on. Yeah, if he was in the cheap seats, he could have hit somebody in the back of the noggin who's in the Texas Tech officials. Like I said, they're going to try to get the police involved. That's taking it a little too far. Taking it a little too... Man, Bear Pigs got beat down there in Texas. The Dallas Stars took them by a final of 3-2, 5-2 if you count empty net goals. Dallas scored 2 empty net goals in one game.
Yes,
what a
they
bitch
did.
move that is.
Back to back.
That's a bitch move. I often don't have to say that. Normally I say the final was 3-2, 4-2 if you count empty. This is 5-2 if you count empty net goals. The boys put a lot of shots on net. They've been good with shots on goal so far this season. 39 of them.
They're listening. When people are saying shoot, they're shooting.
Yeah.
Foligno did say that's helpful. Last time we talked to Marcus
Just
Foligno.
keep saying it because we forget at times.
39 shots last night, but they couldn't light the effing lamp. 39 saves for the Stars goalie, a kid by the name of Jake Ottinger. Matt Boldy and the Russian kid both scored power play goals. What is their power play percentage right now? It's got to be number one in the NHL. Matt Boldy and the Russian kid both scored power play goals in the third period, so they made the Stars a little nervous. Both of those goals were assisted by that Zeev Buem character. It wasn't to be. Up next, the Pigs play at Washington come Friday night. I got a text message this morning. What are we, 5 games into the hockey season? 4 or 5? Got a text message this morning from a listener who said, well, it wasn't worth it to pay that Russian kid.
Oh, my God. Shut up.
He just wanted to be the first one to say that.
Here's a
The
listener.
Dallas goalie is from Lakeville, Jake Ottinger.
Right.
Lakeville kid. Yeah.
Here's a listener who texted in to ask, do you think we pulled our goalie too early? I don't think that's a sexual question. I think he's asking a legitimate question about. I didn't see the game. I was watching baseball. I don't get into the Pigs until baseball season. When did they pull the goalie? I don't know when they pulled the goalie. Oh, my God, the Pigs have 0 full-strength goals, according to ESPN. I mean, I knew that their power play was killing it. I did not know that they had 0 full-strength goals. All right. Well, it's early.
Through 4 games, is that right? They played 4?
That's what I understand.
Yep.
Okay.
Every goal's been a power play.
It's been like win-loss, I think.
You're right. Corey can't beat me at golf. Jesus. Texted in to say, I got $100 that says Ovechkin buries an empty netter against the Pigs. That's a pretty safe bet. The Pigs' power play percentage, God, the brotherhood and sisterhood know every damn thing. The Pigs' power play percentage right now is 47.6%. They have 10 power play goals. Both those statistics lead the league. Doesn't surprise me. That's their thing right now. What about shots on goal? Can you look that up? Kraken Skulls, Jesus. Do the Pigs have more shots on goal than any other club in the league right now? If you don't mind being our research guy, we don't have the, what's the word I'm looking for, capability where we sit right now. They got to have more shots on goal than anyone else in the league. Now, speaking of hockey, and yes, it's still crazy early in the season to be thinking too hard one way or the other. But the New York Rangers made history last night. They lost to Edmonton 2-0. They're now the first team in NHL history to get shut smooth out in each of their first 3 home games of the season. That's hilarious. They've had 3 sellout crowds at their first 3 home games, and not one goal has been scored by the home club.
Oh, sucks to be a season ticket holder.
That's friggin' funny. A Rangers forward by the name of Mika Zibanejad said after last night's game, I don't know whether to laugh or cry. They cannot get on the board in front of the home crowd.
That is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good thing New York fans are so forgiving, too.
Yes.
Here's more Pig statistics. And again, you're being so helpful this morning, as usual, to our listeners. Again, I don't get into hockey until baseball is over. They pulled the goalie last night, Gus, with 2 minutes and 30 seconds left in the game. It's trending that way. It has been trending that way for some time. That you take your chances with a lot more time on the clock than, say, 15, 20 years ago. Randy Shaver, Brad Ryder, I'm sure you all remember, there was a trend in the 90s where you didn't pull your goalie until you had about 45 seconds on the clock. It's a more wide open, now or never, do or die type approach. So 2.5 minutes. And yes, thank you, the Pigs do lead the league in shots on goal. They've got 140 shots on goal through 4 games.
Well, that's pretty good.
Yeah, they'll get there. And speaking of shots on goal, so the Rangers, 3 games at home, 90 shots on goal, 0 goals.
That's crazy. Holy cow. You've taken 90 shots and not one has gone in. That's insane.
Their next home game now, here's where it all comes together. Their next home game, I believe, is next Monday night against the Pigs. So, do you think they get their first? We'll talk about it on Monday. The Rangers will still be looking for their first home goal against the Pigs come next Monday.
Well, something's got to give. Either the Wild probably got to score 5-on-5 there, or the Rangers have to score a goal there.
Yeah. There you go. And the Russian kid is tied for the league lead in points. Man, it's just like our listening audience is like NHL.com over here.
Well, it's the state of hockey.
It's the state of hockey. That's great. Again, we appreciate the help because we're kind of handcuffed here. We're all stuffed into one little tiny studio together.
Cozy.
With Josh running the board. In Dana's absence, Josh is running the board, and we all decided to sit in this same tiny effing room. I said earlier, it's like we're in a clown car and Cubby's behind the wheel.
Who's never had a driving lesson, so you guys are in some trouble.
You're doing just friggin' fine. I see the look on your face over there, and you're telling yourself that you're not doing fine.
Well, the hard part is when the computer over there dies, you see me running between studios to restart that a whole bunch.
This is your new thing. We're putting Dana in the other room when he comes back.
No.
This is your...
He can have this. He can have it.
Now, this kind of thing could be taking place in the grade school ball field 1 block from my home, and I still wouldn't show up to watch it live. But from what I understand, as we speak, the sport of soccer is going ahead with some games that qualify a club or not for the completely meaningless World Cup soccer tournament. There are some preliminary games going on right now, somewheres, where countries are qualifying for the World Cup tournament, which means nothing. But this is fun. Police apparently barged into Nicaragua's locker room while those fellas were getting ready for a game. The cops tried to arrest a player who was supposedly ducking out on his child support payments.
You can't do that. Oh, that's awesome.
The guy's pulling his jock on, getting ready to play a soccer game. And here come the cops. They're going to arrest him for being a deadbeat dad.
Get him. Oh, my gosh. He must be really far behind.
Yeah, I guess so.
Oh, God. That cracks me up. Wait a minute. What are you guys doing? Why am I wearing handcuffs?
What a loser.
Now, it says here, Smashley, the unidentified player, on the spot, paid the money he owed.
Wow.
And was allowed to participate in the soccer game. The guy must keep a lot of cash on him or something.
Yeah, I mean, you think it would have been easier to just continue to pay it, but whatever, bud.
Maybe he's forgetful.
However, it says here, his team was less than thrilled with the whole scene. They said that he embarrassed the piss out of their soccer club, but also they think that their opponent, Costa Rica, pulled this bit on purpose to F with them before the soccer game.
Oh, sure.
I'd wonder that, wouldn't you?
Little mind F.
Yeah.
You know, get the boys thinking about something other than soccer. If there is one thing that I do like about soccer is all the crooked nonsense that goes on.
Yeah, they are dirty.
That's funny. It reminds me of, and I know what you're going to say. You're going to say, here he goes again with the 72 Summit Series, the infamous hockey tournament where the Canadians and the Russians played maybe the most violent and out-of-control series of hockey games ever. If you haven't gotten around to the documentary yet, there's an unbelievable documentary on the 72 Summit Series. You will love it. If you love hockey and you haven't seen this, by God, go today and however you do it, go on Betflix or whatever it's called. And you
Betflix.
There probably is a Betflix.
The Canadian players from that 72 team say once they got to Russia for the games, the phone rang in their hotel room 24 hours a day. The phone never stopped ringing. Guys were pulling their phones out of the wall. All of the beer that they had delivered to them, you know, they couldn't bring their own beer from Canada to Russia. So when they got there, you know, the Canadian team said, well, we're going to need about, 165 cases of beer here. We're going to be here for a week. They said all the beer tasted like piss.
Yuck.
And they believed that it was the Russians effing with them to get them off their game.
Brad, when you were working for the Twins, the Wolves, or the Gophers, was there anything like that you experienced, especially the times you were traveling with the teams? Any mind games other teams played that you're aware of?
Oh, yeah. I mean, constantly.
What they do? They
Anything you can share?
send some hookers up
I mean,
to
you
the.
hear like
no.
the.
Oh.
Well, I mean, some real like tame type stuff, and maybe Randy actually remembers this if he ever traveled to go for a football game. Purdue, and I think they still do this to this day. The visitors' locker room is painted completely pink.
Yeah, I've heard like
really?
locker rooms they'll mess with, or sometimes mess with the thermostat or something
Yep,
to make
that
it uncomfortable.
happens too.
But they didn't like telephone calls in the middle of the night. They didn't put
Frame somebody for something.
Yeah, they put some herpes on the water bottles or something like that.
No, nothing like that.
Okay.
But, I mean, yeah, guys' phones would ring in the middle of the night. Yeah, that happened a lot.
All right, we got
You can do that. You can put an STD on a water bottle.
Oh yeah.
Stay away from the Gatorades. Don't put your mouth on that.
Oh my God.
All right, one more Pfister joke. We were having some fun earlier talking about the Pfister family, the famous, infamous Pfister Hotel in Milwaukee. The Pfister family founded that hotel in 1606 or something like that, and we were going back and forth with the names of the family members. Who did we have again, Josh? Howdy Pfister,
Anita
Willie, Pfister, Willie,
Diddy,
Ivana.
Ivana Pfister. One more, and then we're putting a lid on it. There was a cousin that we forgot about, and that's Fanny Pfister.
Fanny Pfister. Fanny Pfister. My goodness.
Oh, man.
Speaking of names, college basketball. Real college basketball is what, a couple weeks away?
If that, yeah.
Sooner, I think. Yeah.
TheBigLead.com has put together, they beat everyone to the punch. TheBigLead.com has put together the best college basketball player names for the upcoming season. All right, the best funny, wacky, different kind of names for this basketball season. At Xavier University, they got a kid running things there, Cubby. I think he's playing the point guard position, and his name is All Right.
I like that.
Okay. There's also a... Where is this other one? I thought there was another... Oh, I'll get there. So you have All Right, plays for Xavier. You may want to force him to his left when he has the basketball, don't you think? Oh, I know where I got sidetracked. Here we go. Louisiana Monroe has a guard named Wiggy Ball, not related to the other NBA Ball brothers.
Oh, really?
But his name is Wiggy Ball. Sam Houston University, Po' Boy King. First name Po' Boy.
That's cool.
Last name King. Now, with the NIL thing going, don't you think he should be...
Sure.
You should get a sandwich.
It's a natural.
Get a sandwich deal?
For sure.
I love a po' boy sandwich.
Yeah.
God help us. When I was in the South, when I used to spend time in the South, big fat-ass po' boy sandwich with shrimp and whatnot on it. Oh, I would just chomp it up. For you fans of the television show Friends, never saw it. But for those of you who did and enjoyed it, Vanderbilt has a basketball player this year named Chandler Bing.
Oh, that's really neat.
That's cute, isn't it?
Yeah.
That must have
Rest
been
in
on
peace.
purpose.
It had to have been.
Bethune-Cookman, these aren't always the top colleges in the world, but Bethune-Cookman has a player named Dr. Bradley. How about some, what do you call it, Josh? Legacy-type characters. There's a word I'm missing here, but Georgia Southern features a kid named Spud Webb, and he is, I believe, the son of the original.
So it's Spud Webb Jr. or?
They list him as Spud Webb.
Oh, he was great.
Okay.
Us little guys cheered for Spud Webb. You're talking about cheering for the old guys?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And for you, I mean, I don't know if you guys even remember who this person was. One of the greatest singers ever. Came out of Philadelphia. Teddy Pendergrass?
Oh, sure.
Yeah. Teddy Pendergrass. And the poor bastard got in a car wreck, ended up in a wheelchair, and then he died, I believe, was what happened with Teddy Pendergrass. Theodore Pendergrass III plays for Delaware State. I'm not sure his exact relation to Teddy Pendergrass. But, and there was two more. Another ball from the University of Connecticut, Solo Ball. Oh, I went to high school with a kid who had that problem.
The old Lance Armstrong, right?
Yeah. Solo ball. And Central Michigan has a player named Fat Brooks.
How's it spelled?
P-H-A-T.
Yes.
Fat.
I heard Willie Pfister plays point guard for Butler.
For Butler.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Sure he doesn't play for Ball State. That's hilarious. Now, this sounds like fun. This sounds like fun right here. Tell me how you think we'd do, Josh. The Boston Celtics, well, I guess, we're not directly involved. You'll understand what I mean in a minute here. The Boston Celtics coaching staff played a pickup game against the Boston media yesterday.
I saw this.
I saw this.
The media didn't do so well.
No.
Yes.
No.
Is this like an annual thing, or they just decided to do this?
They just decided spur of the moment, from what I understand.
All right. Funny.
So I think at first the coaching staff was going to play against each other a pickup game, but they saw all these members of the media there to cover the Celtics, and they said, well, why don't we get you slobs out here? You think you know everything. The media, come out here and play our coaches. It did not go well for the reporters. I mean,
you'd probably lead your team, Randy, wouldn't you? Of the newscasters and media you've worked with in the past.
Gosh, maybe 20 years ago.
And you've coached, you know the game.
Sure.
25 years ago, I would have given us a chance.
You think so?
Yeah.
I
mean, we're not directly related to covering the Timberwolves or anything, but if it was, if you could pick some media members.
I can't imagine a professional coaching staff, or even a college coaching staff, inviting the media to play in a game like that. There's so much liability issues these days with people. I just can't imagine a club would say, oh, that's okay, let's do that.
I think they let the media play each other every year is what it was. And then instead of the pickup game with just the media people, the coaching staff this year decided to take them on. So it was like a 5-on-5 media against media game.
Oh, God. 25 years ago, I give us a chance, Randy Shaver. By the way, the final score.
Was it shirts and skins?
No.
Didn't look that way.
No, there were some female reporters out there.
There were some lady reporters.
Okay.
I think they had different colored T-shirts on. But what was funny was I saw a couple still photographs.
Just think of Ben Stiller and somebody's sweaty body.
Oh, don't do that.
Oh, yeah.
Don't bring that up, dude. Ben Stiller. What was the name of the movie?
Oh, gosh, I can't think of it.
He and Jennifer Aniston.
Right.
And
Polly?
Something about Polly.
Along Came Polly?
There you go.
Yeah.
I hate when you bring that up because the exact carbon copy thing happened to me when I was in high school. In the movie scene, they're playing pickup basketball, shirts and skins. Ben Stiller has a pick laid upon him, and his face and lips scrape across the chest of this horribly sweaty, big, pasty sumbitch. The exact same thing happened to me in high school, and I can still taste the salt of that man's sweat on my tongue.
Oh, gross.
Oh, I came around the corner. I was covering the point guard. I came around a screen, and what I did not know is there was another screen waiting for me about 5 steps later, and my lips, tongue, teeth, everything clashed into this sweaty animal dude that we were playing against. It was so horrible and embarrassing. We quit. Me and my buddy said, that's it, we're not playing.
There's nothing worse than playing against a guy who just overly sweats.
Oh, it's horrible.
Just so bad.
I hated it. Hated it. So, by the way, the Boston Celtics coaching staff defeated the Boston media yesterday by a final of 57-4.
Oh,
that's
hilarious. God.
And in the pictures that I saw, a still photograph, the coaches had a look on their face like they were saying, give me the ball, right? All the energy in the world. The media members had a look on their face like they were saying, somebody call 911.
That's the look I'd have.
Yeah.
Please, ball, don't come to me, please.
All right, before we go, we've mentioned this We've dumped this on you once or twice. We got an event coming up November 2nd at the Wayzata American Legion to benefit the Randy Shaver Cancer Research Fund. We're calling it Freeze Out Cancer. Freeze Out Cancer. All you got to do to get involved, stop by the Wayzata Legion any damn time. Ask the bartender for a raffle ticket. Those raffle tickets are only $10. All that money goes to Randy Shaver's deal. The grand prize is a $600 upright freezer donated by Warner Stellian and an $800 gift card to the Butcher's Deli.
Yum.
There are also two separate drawings for $100 Butcher's Deli cards. Now, the gift cards are provided in partnership with Swanson Meats, and we thank all these people for getting involved. Don't we, Randy?
Absolutely. It's tremendous.
So, go to the Legion, get yourself a raffle ticket. You're in line to possibly win that freezer and all the meat and possibly a gift card. The drawing, again, is November 2nd. You do not need to be present to win, but we'd love you to show up because it's going to be fun. The new twist on this is if you haven't made your way to the Wayzata Legion yet, maybe you're looking for someplace to watch the Vikings game on Sunday, which starts at noon is how a guy would say that. Sunday's Vikings game starts at noon against my Philadelphia Eagles. I'll be hanging out at the Legion this Sunday, and me and my wife will be selling raffle tickets. So if you're looking for someplace to watch the game, stop by. We'll sell you a raffle ticket. Some of you might be saying, well, what are you, whipped or something? You got to bring the wife? Josh,
the brains behind this.
It involves arithmetic.
Yeah. She's the organizer. She's putting this together.
Yes,
You need her there.
If a guy said, here, I got 100, and I wouldn't be able to, if a guy gave me a 50, I'd be I can't do simple arithmetic, so she needs to be. There's food at halftime and drink discounts during the game. So stop on by if you want, and you're helping folks out right here in town, Randy Shaver, who are going through cancer. Sunday, I'll be sitting there with my with my Jalen Hurts t-shirt.
Oh,
my
good. You're going to
gosh.
wear that? That's awesome.
Oh.
I forgot you got me that for why'd you get me that again?
Your birthday.
My birthday.
Are you actually going to wear that at the Legion?
I will try to remember. Randy,
Are you going to piss some of the guys off?
I don't care. I've known all those morons since I was 2. I do it all the time. I play the heel in that joint all the time.
Yeah, that's what I thought. That's fun.
I told you about years ago, I walked in for a Packer-Viking game, and I'm wearing a Viking stocking cap. And I sat next to the most hardcore Vikings fan that the Wayzata Legion has ever known. Unfortunately, he's passed away at this point. I sat right down next to the guy with my Viking stocking cap. He's wearing head-to-toe Viking stuff. Within 5 minutes, the Packers scored a touchdown. I took off my Viking stocking cap, I pulled a Packers stocking cap from my pocket and put it on my head. And he turned to me and he said, "You can't effing do that!" I love starting trouble over there, Ashley. F them. Thanks, Brad and Randy.
You bet.
Half-assed morning show. 93X.
You podcast listeners are smart. We say that all the time around here. Much more intelligent than your average listeners. That's why I know if you haven't already scheduled your furnace tune-up with my friends at Standard Heating and Air, you're going to do so soon. Appointments are booking up fast, so get something scheduled with Standard today. You can save $30 on a tune-up if you act fast. Keep a little walking around money in your pocket. Enjoy the show, pals, of the podcast, and schedule that tune-up today at standardheating.com.
Next Roll is a groundbreaking podcast created and executive produced by Vernon Davis.
This is where we talk about reinvention.
The series explores the transformative journeys of athletes, artists, comedians, and entrepreneurs.
They don't just stop here. They just keep going.
Next Roll isn't about what's next. It's about why they do it, how they overcome fear, and the resilience it takes to keep evolving at the highest level.
That's what it's all about. Stay tuned.
Next Roll with Vernon Davis. Follow and listen on your favorite platform.
Morning Show 93X.
F me, are we having a good time today or what? We just played Steel Panther.
That's awesome.
Yeah, pretty good.
Played Steel Panther.
The
Community
boss
prep.
is out of town. The board op's gone. You just you get out there and play a little bit.
What the hell? We played Community Property. How can you not be having a good time? Welcome back to the 93X Half-Assed Morning Show. We've climbed our way all the way up to 8:32 with your fine ass. I mean, look at you. You fine as hell. We had a Halloween vibe going earlier. Where did we start? I mentioned the second Nightmare on Elm Street movie. Totally sucks. It was on my television last night. If you want to get into the Halloween vibe and start watching old Halloween movies, skip that one. Skip Nightmare on Elm Street Part 2. I think it's called Freddy's Revenge, okay? And I even got a couple text messages from Nightmare on Elm Street enthusiasts who said, yeah, dude, that's the worst of the bunch. None of us Nightmare on Elm Street fans ever watched that one because it sucks so much ass, okay? It's important information. We talked about our childhood fears a little bit earlier. There was an article going around about how some childhood fears stick with you even after you're grown. Ashley, I can't remember what you mentioned in that conversation. You said something about, what the hell were you saying?
I had a few, but mirrors. I got a problem with
Mirrors,
Yep.
yeah. I mentioned that the shower got me squirrely when I was a young kid after I watched Psycho. I'd constantly be peeking out the curtain to see if anybody had walked in the bathroom. What about now? What about now? What about now? It was about every 20 seconds. Does that still bother me today? No. But it was something that affected me as a kid. Cubby, did you ever give us yours? A childhood fear that bothered you?
Just kind of the ones we were talking about, like certain movies that freaked me out a little bit. There was nothing in particular.
Anything that has lasted into adulthood for you?
Mm-mm.
Okay, good. You don't need any more.
Well, I don't like bugs. I mean, I don't. That's not a horror
that's
movie.
not the same.
They just give me the heebie-jeebies.
That's not the same as like closets or under the bed or things like that.
Yeah, nothing like that.
Oh, I just thought of one. You guys remember the movie Signs?
Sure.
The aliens and
Sure.
all that. When I was a kid and saw that for the first time, I guess I'd never look under the door because of that movie, because of the knife scene.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's a scene where Mel Gibson looks under the door and he sees the hoof of the alien or whatever, and they play a little dagger tag. And okay.
That messed me up.
How old were you when Signs came out?
I have absolutely no clue.
Just a tiny little kid? That movie put me off of Mel Gibson because he was so friggin' terrible in that movie. All right, and now this effing deal. Why not stick with the Halloween vibe this morning? Now we can go in this direction. Adultoween. Okay. Anybody aggravated already?
I don't like the name so much.
I don't either. Adultoween. All right. And if you're sitting there saying, well, what the hell are you talking about? The question going around is, should adults get their own night to celebrate Halloween? I'm all for adults having their own night to celebrate Halloween, as long as we don't call it Adultoween. As long as everyone who walks into the party promises they will not say Adultoween out loud, then I'm in.
Don't we already have that, just unofficially?
It kind of seems that way, yeah.
Yeah, usually
plenty of adult parties.
Yeah, like the weekend before or after Halloween.
I'm sorry, but I can't help myself. I love it when you speak Canadian. I do.
Unofficially?
Unofficial, she said. Yeah, we already have. I mean, I'm a little old for it now, but we used to have unbelievable house parties come Halloween. And everybody wore costumes, and we had a riot. I mean, I could tell you stories all friggin' day long. Yeah, we already do have something unofficial going on. But I guess this new movement is... the term Adultoween needs to be accepted. And I'm having trouble with that right from the get-go. And I mean, I think what they're going for is like a holiday. I mean, not a holiday like we get a day off, but, Halloween is on the 31st and Adultoween is on November 1st or something like that.
Oh, it's on the calendar.
Yeah, it's on a calendar. Right, thank you. That's a great way to put it. No one's getting a day off, but it's on a calendar. That's what they're going for, the folks who are backing Adultoween. I'm fine with it. Sure. Just let's pick a better name.
Yeah, that's all it needs.
Yeah.
Do you steal? Josh still has, your son, more importantly, my godson. He's done trick-or-treating, right?
They might go this year. It might be the last year. I'm not sure.
How old is he?
He is going to be 14.
Yeah, he's hitting the limit.
Yeah, he's right there.
Do you still snatch candy away from the kid when he's not looking?
No, I'm not. My wife does.
Oh, that's
I'm not
right. You don't
big
like
sweets guy.
You don't like sweets.
I don't. It's just I'm never really go for them.
Bonkers.
God.
I'm excited this year. I am going over to my brother's house. He's got 3 kids that are trick-or-treating age, and so obviously I'm bringing the baby with, and so I'll go trick-or-treating with them.
Oh.
And I think I'm going to bring him up to the door with a little bag and then just take all his candy.
He doesn't even have any teeth.
Exactly, but they're still going to give him candy.
I'm not giving a baby candy. If you guys come to my house, he's not getting any friggin' candy.
You just wait to
I'd
see
give
how
the kid
cute
candy.
he's going to look.
It would. You think my decision will be based on how cute he looks?
Yeah.
I mean, I know you. Maybe I'd give your baby candy.
Yeah.
But a strange baby comes to my door, no candy.
Stupid baby.
You got to be old enough to. It says here, men take Halloween more seriously than women.
Do you think that's because we know how some women dress? And we're not going to let that go?
We get excited. We get pumped up
Yeah.
about it.
Because, some just let it loose.
Well, yeah, we dudes want to go out on Halloween. We
Absolutely,
do. We want to
we
go
do.
somewheres to
For that reason.
Yes, because we know we're going to see ass.
Because it's never a nurse or a librarian. It's always a sexy nurse or a sexy librarian,
God.
sexy vampire.
I mean, I've been to some parties, I've been to some bars where, Jesus balls, like Josh said, just letting it all hang out. And I mean it all. It's had some fun over the years. The last time I was in downtown Minneapolis, and this was not on Halloween proper, because obviously you know that sometimes Halloween falls on a friggin' Monday. I mean, this year it's a Friday. Wow, people are going to go mental. The last time I was in downtown Minneapolis, I think it was a Saturday night, and it was like the 29th of October. So this is obviously the big night to go out and party, right?
Yeah.
The last Saturday before Halloween. I'm sitting in a bar, looking out a window. This is like 9 or 9:30. I'm about ready to get the hell out of there. But the Halloween crowd started to file in. And I swear to Christ, I saw a woman walking down the sidewalk naked. I swear.
Not even body paint?
No,
I wonder if it was like a fake naked suit.
I think, Josh, it was not a naked suit. What I think it was just a pair of underwears, like thong underwears,
Yeah.
and some
Pasties?
electrical tape X's over the. I grabbed whoever I was with. I said, "Look! Tell me I'm not crazy. That gal's naked."
I think another reason, I mean, at least like all the men in my life, another reason they love Halloween is they like to scare people. Like they take that part really seriously.
Oh,
they
and
like the opportunity to be that guy.
And I dig that vibe. I do. I'm not a big Halloween guy, for Christ's sake. I mean, like I said, I loved the Halloween parties when we were in our 20s and 30s, but I'm not a big Halloween guy. Most Halloweens, for a good stretch of time, I'd say, 15 straight years of Halloween, I never put a pumpkin out. I never had any candy. I didn't answer the door. Don't care.
Yeah.
But if you're one of those who really goes all out to terrify the neighborhood in some way, I think that is so much fun. And I played a role in it once through a friend of mine who's way dialed into Halloween. This is a friend of mine I told you about where he had such a freaky setup at his house on Halloween night. No offense, Cubby, there were no cutesy inflatable, things. This was like the entrance to his house looked like something out of a horror movie. I mean, fake blood and horrible screams on a compact disc coming from the... His wife came home and said, "What is the matter with you? Not one kid is going to come to this house. This place is terrifying." You know what I mean? That's how serious he was about it. And I played a role in it once where I did the gimmick where you sit in a chair and they stuffed my clothing with leaves so I looked like a dummy. And then when the kids come to the door, I sat up out of the chair. That was so much fun.
We
that
had
sounds
a
like so much
lady
fun.
in our last neighborhood that would do that, but she would be in the Scream outfit,
Oh.
sitting there, and there was like a few different ghost face killer or whatever it was. There's a few on her porch, and she'd move, periodically, so nobody knew, like the shell game. Nobody knew which one was the real one.
Oh, for Christ's sake,
And then
that's
she'd
brilliant.
jump out.
I would have so much fun with that. Nick, you would really like my brother Jeff. He goes all out for Halloween and Christmas. He's sick with these holidays and decorating for them, but he loves playing this gimmick on my niece and her friends, they come over and they'll watch like a scary movie, and they've got a cool projector, so they do it outside. It's all fun and games, and every movie he finds a different way to really freak them out. Like say they're watching the Heart Eyes movie, he'll go out of his way, buy the Heart Eyes mask, set up a whole thing just so they can't sleep at night.
He's driven to scare children?
Yes.
This is what drives him?
Yes.
I have a deep appreciation for that.
It's so awesome.
One of my uncles, me and my brother, one of our uncle, my sister too, he didn't pick on my sister, but every time he was at the house, he went out of his way. Halloween, Christmas, Thanksgiving, didn't matter. Every time he was at our house, he went out of his way to try to freak my brother and I out in one way or another. And I look back so fondly on that because of course, we'd get freaked out for 2 minutes, but it was fun. So I know maybe these days it sounds mean or something, but if your goal at your house come Halloween is to have all the children on your block look at your house and say, I'm not going in there. If you're one of those people, I think that's how you do it. That's the fun of Halloween right there.
I agree.
I was always scared as a kid of the one where somebody would be laying in the coffin and you had to reach in to grab the candy.
Yeah.
Dude, my grandma's neighborhood, they had a woman that would do that.
We had the same thing.
It was partly like afraid that she was going to wake up and get us. Also, what if I accidentally touched a boob or something like that? That'd be miserable. That was part of the fear. I hated it.
You were afraid of boobs back then, too.
Still am, yeah.
Oh, dude, we had the same setup in our neighborhood. Now, the story was that this couple, they didn't last long in our neighborhood, and the story going around is that they got arrested for cocaine or something. I don't know if that's true. That was the story going around my neighborhood when we were kids. But there was this young couple, and they kind of had a rock star look to them. Dude had long black hair. She was kind of a Stevie Nicks-looking type gal. And one year for Halloween, and we were pretty little. You know, we rang the doorbell. It was me and my brother and Pistol Pete from across the street, and the old man was with us too, our old man. Me, my brother, and Pistol Pete. Ring the doorbell. The door opens slowly. There's the rock star-looking dude, totally done up as Dracula or something. And he doesn't say a word. He just slowly swings open the door. And as 5-year-old kids or whatever, we're like, uh-oh. You know, we certainly knew who this guy was. He's in the neighborhood, but suddenly we're not so sure. And then he kind of just moves out of the way. Beyond him, in their living room, lying in a coffin, was his Stevie Nicks-looking wife. She's lying in a coffin, but she's done up as if she's died. And she's buried in candy, just like Josh is saying. And you had to walk into their home.
Oh, you even had to go inside?
Yes.
Oh, man, that'd be worse.
Walk into their home and grab candy if you wanted it, if you had the balls for it. This is what I'm talking about. This is what it's all about. Terrify a child. So my brother, I think, was the one who had the balls of the three of us. He tiptoes up. He grabs a Butterfinger. She doesn't move. She's just sitting there with this dead look on her face. I go next. I grab a Snicker bar. She doesn't move. Pistol Pete figures, well, okay. He goes up. He grabs the candy. She grabs him and holds him, bear hugs him while going, That's the last thing I remember because I ran as fast as I could out of there.
I could see why.
They say never leave a man behind. That's BS. I didn't care if I ever saw Pistol Pete again as long as I made it out of there. And my dad, of course,
great.
I have a very clear memory of my dad giggling his ass off. It can be so much fun. So, Cubby, why don't you really creep the joint up, man?
Well, I have tried, right? Not to those levels you're talking about, but my wife did say a couple years back, she's like, you're going to make it so scary, nobody's going to come to the house. I mean, we still get teenagers that show up. I don't know if it's the same in your neighborhoods, but I will get kids from the local high school.
Maybe you'll get an idea and want to be evil Cubby this Halloween.
I don't know if I want to do that so much.
Evil
so
Cubby.
jealous.
I tried to so my oldest, when we were talking about It earlier, the movie, the first movie that came out, and he went and saw it with his girlfriend, and when they came back, I made sure to have a single red balloon right in the doorway, right? So when he'd walk in, he'd freak out. And this house, we'd been broken into, so we had cameras absolutely everywhere, every entrance and stuff like that. and I couldn't wait to see their reaction to see if it would freak them out. No reaction whatsoever.
Yeah.
Nah, it didn't. That one totally backfired on me.
Oh, man. All right. Well,
Very
there
disappointing when you're trying to scare a kid.
It can be. It can be. You'll get them next time. Before we go, got a lot of great text messages here from our wonderful listening audience. We were talking about, at least in my opinion, come Halloween, if you're the type who tries to make your house as scary as possible for trick-or-treaters, by damn, you're doing it right. That's the way. If you're going to put in the effort, I'd never put in the effort, but if you're going to, that's how you do Halloween. You make your friggin' house so scary the kids wouldn't dare. A lot of text messages on that subject. A listener says there used to be a guy in his neighborhood that would chase kids around with a chainsaw with no chain on it, wide open. Wide open chainsaw. And the guy says, I probably got a little bit of PTSD from that.
I've seen that at some of those haunted houses we've gone to,
Yeah.
where they get that going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The first time I was so dumb, I didn't realize there's no chain on it. I thought, well, that's awful dangerous.
Yeah.
I used to think the same thing. There's actually a local haunted house where they used to do that at the end, and they had to stop doing. Well, they would do it in like a maze that was built full of hard walls around it, and they had to stop doing it because people would run.
And run
not
into the
pay
wall?
attention, and get knocked unconscious.
Jesus balls. Knocking yourself out at the Halloween fun park?
I thought, oh, that sucks that they had to stop. I bet that was fun for the chainsaw operator.
Dude chasing kids around the neighborhood with a chainsaw wide open. Thankfully, no chain. Another listener texted in and said he pulled the gimmick like I was explaining earlier, where you look as if you're a dummy. You look as if you're a stuffed character on the front porch, and then you leap up at the right moment. He said he even made a few moms pee. Other text, Halloween-related text, I can totally understand this. Lube Salesman Jesus says one of the best things about Halloween for him is he takes his own candy or his kids' candy with him into the deer stand as a snack when he's waiting to kill Bambi.
Yeah, I know a couple people that do that.
Colder than hell up there. Well, I guess unless you have one of the fancy schmancy ones. In some cases, you're still out in the wind, but to have a nice chocolate bar or something, that sounds great.
When you guys hand stuff out, do you try and make sure it's things you like? Just,
Yes.
so you can eat it too? Or just because to pass along the joy you remember when you were hoping you'd get that?
I get it because, it's something that I can finish it off later.
I go with whatever, Josh. Whatever the value pack is, I'll hand it out. And then some other folks are still texting in about their fears. A fear that they had as a child that in some cases still affects them to this day as a grown person. Well, a lot of it comes from movies or scary stories you heard as a kid. This one, I can totally understand why you're a little squirrely. Listener says, I can't handle the space under elevated wooden patios, or decks, I think is what he means by that.
Oh, okay, sure.
I bet videos of like backyard college parties gives this guy mad anxiety.
The space under elevated wooden patios or decks, I was 8 years old. I fell through a very old one, and I landed in a nest of spiders.
Oh, no.
I crawled out from under the elevated wooden patio, covered head to toe in spiders. That day, a fear was born of elevated patios and arachnophobia.
I don't blame you.
One of our listeners is still afraid of the boogeyman grabbing his feet in bed if they're not covered, as if a sheet is going to protect him from the, but that's his thing. He has to have his feet tucked into the, another listener says, I was afraid of a ghoulie crawling up the turlet and biting my beehole after watching the movie Ghoulies. Never saw it.
I haven't either. I can't even picture a ghoulie. I've heard of the movie. That's an 80s movie, right?
Yes, the movie poster, it was a little green, disgusting character coming up from the toilet.
Oh, yeah.
That much I do remember. One of our listeners is still squirrely in quiet hotel hallways, thanks to The Shining. I get that, especially if you're in an older hotel that still has like 70s wallpaper. You don't see a lot of those anymore, but every once in a while I'll find myself in kind of an older hotel where the decorating is kind of cheesy and 70s like in The Shining. It'll make me think of it at least. Another listener says, every time I get up to take a pee at night, I think a little vomiting girl is going to walk by the door. I believe that's a reference to The I See Dead People. What was that again?
Oh, Sixth Sense?
Yeah, I think that's a reference to The Sixth Sense. Creepy smiles bother me because of the movie Smile.
That was better than I thought it was going to be. Did you guys watch that?
Yep, that was
Never
really
saw
good.
it.
And they had a second one,
Yeah,
too.
as a sequel. I haven't seen that.
It was good.
This individual says if you have not watched Smile, you need to do it.
They did such a good job at advertising for that, placing people at different like sporting events and having them just smile the whole time.
Oh, right.
Yeah, like behind home plate and stuff like that.
Oh, dude, that freaked me
You're
out.
right.
I remember that.
That was a good campaign.
That was fun. And finally, one listener says, I was always afraid to go to camp because I watched the movie Sleepaway Camp. That movie is absolutely horrible. Just
I don't
one of the
think I've ever
worst.
seen it.
Yeah, you got to be an older person, I think, to know Sleepaway. It's piss poor, awful. But, it had an effect on that individual at least. Okay, we got to wrap it up, huh?
I think so. I think we're all done for the day. Got a shout out before we go, though. Happy birthday to the Mr. Miyagi of nap time. Wolfpack softball Jesus from neck like a stack of dimes, arms like buggy whips Jesus. Hope everyone has a great Wednesday. And right now, here's Wage War on 93X.
Half-assed morning show. 93X.
You podcast listeners are smart. We say that all the time around here. Much more intelligent than your average listeners. That's why I know if you haven't already scheduled your furnace tune-up with my friends at Standard Heating and Air, you're going to do so soon. Appointments are booking up fast, so get something scheduled with Standard today. You can save $30 on a tune-up if you act fast. Keep a little walking around money in your pocket. Enjoy the show, pals, of the podcast, and schedule that tune-up today at standardheating.com.